Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what we were doing, but
Yeah.
I can barely remember my character's name. So.
Yeah, no, it's been a while.
I was in a bar about to go to a fight, but I don't know what my character did in the last 3 months. He might have moved from there.
Yeah, so I've gone through the previous footage, and well, not all of it. I try to get through most of it. Just made some notes. It's a little long, so the recap I've made it just so that we can kind of catch up a bit more on what happened in the previous session and so on, so we can get an idea of what's happening. But yeah, your character Sassoon, I don't think, like, I said that there's pretty much 3 days off that you guys haven't Fanlin until Galrin would like to go after his kin and look for Wave Echo Cave. So he's kind of put a bit of a time constraint on that. So I said last session, and I think this session as well, maybe we'll see how it goes, was a bit jumbled just because not everyone was here. So we just made we jumping back and forth over these few days, although we've only really been in the first day. We haven't really pushed past that, and we'll probably go back and visit some scenes now that you're here. But you didn't miss like anything too crucial, and your character was more in the background, and I left it open for you to, in certain cases, make a choice or do whatever you'd like to do in those spaces. But you'll see, I'll will lead you all through it. Okay, so it's still pretty early, just after 7 in the morning. The air is cool and fresh, the newly planted gardens around the village blooming in the early morning light. Insects are abuzz, and the streets begin to fill with various townsfolk starting to go about their daily business. At breakfast, Galrin informs you that within 3 days, if not sooner, he would like to leave in search of his kin and Wave Echo Cave. He just requires a few days to recover from his ordeal and prepare for the road ahead. Jacques, you and Sassoon, you head towards the newly erected fighting pits and training yard at the Tresendor Manor. We'll head back to this point to play through another fight or two, perhaps. Yeah, but that's what happened, Jacques, if you recall.
As I fell in love. That's right. Oh, fucking hand it to me.
Yeah. All right. So and as well, Bedrick, you and Emma, after having your private discussion and also other chats with Sister Garela and Sildar, Bedrick, after your private discussion with Emma, you decide to go back to Sildar's office again, wishing for another chat in light of new info you had just found. While Emma, you head towards the manor on the hill in search of Jacques. This is about an hour after Jacques and Sassoon left for the pits, and you two had left for Sister Grayla and Sildar. So at this point, when you split, it's been a while, so Sassoon and Jacques have been at the pits, but we'll get back to that scene in a little bit. Beatrice, you return to Sildar to inform him of the note you received. You see a hint of worry flash over his face before he asks if you have the parchment the note refers to. You confirm and mention that you feel you need to confront the issue. You also ask him for a small favor, which he agrees to. Sildar also mentions that it is indeed worrying that not only are the settlements being attacked, but elven villages as well. While Emma and Bedrick are busy with Sister Garela and Sildar, Jacques, you and Sassoon have made your way to the fighting pits, or training ground, for the morning session. The broken down manor house makes the perfect terrain for training. Utilizing the surrounds and rough terrain to your advantage is encouraged. All manner of folk are here, from the smallest halflings to some pretty large half-orcs and humans. To one side, where some of the surrounding wall still stands, is the archery training ground. A few targets are set up, and an old wrinkled grey-haired half-elf is busy giving instruction to a handful of townsfolk. Near another area of broken down outbuildings, with some walls still standing, are a ring of people. Some standing on the walls to get a better view of the action. Between the gaps of people surrounding, you see two people, fists wrapped in cloth, trading punches with one another. Not so skillfully, I might add. On a pile of rubble, also overlooking the scene, is an ugly thin man with ratty brown hair, lanky ropey arms, busy snarling as he shouts instructions. Then towards the main manor house, near Fallen Tower, is a second group of people. these going at it with wooden weapons and shields. And overseeing this group is a large, big belly, burly, nearly 2 meter tall half-orc, appearing perhaps to be more orc than whatever the other half may be. He too is loudly shouting instructions, his deep voice carrying over the training yard above all others. An impressive sight for such a small village, although on closer inspection of the combatants, it is clear to see that these are simple townsfolk with next to no skill in any form of combat. Also standing to one side, you notice a short human male with black slick-backed hair, looking very oily, but more dirty oil than perhaps some sort of hair oil product. Skin almost a pale yellow, and like his hair, also oily. His hands constantly moving to slick back an errant strand of hair that seems to have a great liking for his face. He's wearing a plain leather jerkin with decent enough, though dirty pants. He appears to hold himself with a bit of silent import, as if he is the king of the dilapidated manor house. Jacques, you and Sassoon head towards the large half-orc. As you approach, you do notice his human heritage, his skin a browny green, not so much a swamp green as most orcs, though their skin tones vary as well. You also notice his jutting lower jaw and huge bottom tusks sticking up and out of his mouth. He introduces himself as Moth. He gives you guys a breakdown of how things work before he quickly draws attention to the upcoming bout between you, Jacques, and you, Jacques, one of the conquerors of Cragmore, and another unknown fighter going by the name of Kisner. Kisner is a lithe-formed Kisner is a lithe-formed figure whose body is almost entirely covered up. Kisner wears a darkly colored head covering similar to Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. It goes into a thin leather cloak at the back that has been treated and waterproofed. Long black boots going to just below the knees. All Kisner's colors are dark and brown, probably to help with camouflage. Actually blends in quite well with the surrounding rubble. Their almond-shaped eyes glint a bright emerald green in the early morning sun. The excitement now palpable in the air, the village having a rare chance to see how true warriors do battle. Many people begin to surround the small man with greasy hair, quickly placing their bets. You give Sassoon 25 gold pieces to go bet on you winning. The fight begins, and an amazing amount of acrobatic skill and swordsmanship is shown between both combatants. Unfortunately, Jacques was slightly outmatched by his opponent and only just lost the fight. After the bout, you have a chat with Moth, asking after this mysterious Kisner character, who, after the fight, went and joined a red-skinned tiefling. Moth mentions that Sildar had called them in to help deal with the orc problem along the Tribor Trail from Tribor to Phandalin. Well, Tribor being a town west of Phandalin, and the Tribor Trail is like a beaten track that leads from this crossroads town to Phandalin, and also to Neverwinter, slightly further north west, as well as Waterdeep, which eventually reaches this coastal road which goes south. Anyway, apparently they managed to rout the band of orcs, but an ogre managed to get away. Moth is surprised this orc band is so far south. At this point, Jacques, you remember that there is a kingdom of orcs far to the north on the border of the Sword Mountains, known as the Kingdom of Many Arrows, where many orc tribes have come together under a single banner and king. These orcs have tried to enter the civilized world through peace and trade, though some still believe the old ways are best. After the early morning excitement, you guys make your way down the hill and meet up with Emma just as she reaches the bottom of the zigzag path leading to the manor. Emma then asks you guys to accompany her to Sildar. Along the way, you have a discussion about the previous night's events, what happened to the rock, etc., and how Jacques is feeling this morning. Emma, you also give a brief breakdown of what you are thinking and what you think might be going on. You then reach the townmaster's hall, and across from it you notice the quaint woodworker's cottage that had been gifted to you, to your party, by the woodworker's wife and townsfolk. The leaves of the trees out back blowing in the warm morning breeze. As you and Jacques turn to enter the Townmaster's Hall, Beatrick exits at the same time, and you rope him in to accompany him back to see Sealdar for a third time. Seeing you guys enter again, he seems a little flustered, not expecting your group to walk in straight after him seeing Beatrick. You have a brief discussion with Sealdar, agreeing to meet with the entire party later that evening at your new abode to have a final discussion before Sealdar heads back to Waterdeep. Before departing, Sealdar offers you, Emma, the opportunity to join the Lord's Alliance as an entry cloak, an underling to start, but with many opportunities to progress within the faction. All right, and then that's as far as I kind of got. And there were some other things that I remember happening with Adar trying. Obviously, he was that particular day was working on Roger, and he made quite a decent attempt of putting him together. On top of that, you were looking at creating a small training ground out back of the woodcutters' cottage, or your new abode. Yeah.
Fixing the roof, leasing out Roger to do some field hand work.
That's right.
For some expertise in fixing a la roof.
That's right. Hang on, let me grab that. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So, it was it was a busy-ish session. We did quite a bit, I think. But let's quickly jump back, I think, to the fighting pits, since Sassoon, you, just to give you an opportunity, perhaps, if you'd like to have a bout or a session. There's probably enough time after Jacques and Kisner's fight to still have a quick bout with someone. Before everyone heads off. Before everyone heads off to do their daily work or chores. All right. So Moth, now after the bout and finishing his discussion with Jacques. And you, Sassoon, I'd love to see you combat one of our fine townsfolk and test your mettle or your fists, perhaps.
Yeah. Yes, it feels like it's been a few months. I'm more than ready to go.
Well, I've heard some good things. This morning there was a rumor that you and your party had taken out the Cragmores. That's mighty impressive. Let's see what you can do then.
I was still looking for a stripper elf, if you ever see one.
Well, I've seen a few in my day.
She should be followed by she should be followed by an owl bear, so you know. If you see those two, that's the one.
Okay, I'll make sure to make a note of that. Not many owl bears traveling with elves.
Stripper elves.
Stripper elves. Ooh, yeah. Could be quite exciting. What tavern did you meet this lass in?
Cragmore. As always, they try and blew us up and ran.
Yeah, I've known a few strippers who've done that to me back in the day.
Call it a blow and go.
Right, let's see what we can do for you. And you see him kind of walk off and go and approach a few townsfolk, and you see him pointing towards you, a big hand, pretty much made out of giant sausages. Like kind of chatting and then kind of pointing your direction. You see a couple of townsfolk turn towards you and they just give a small, like you see them chuckling a little bit to themselves, like as if saying, "Are you crazy, Moth? What the fuck? I'm not gonna fight him. He chased out the red brands and defeated the Cragmores. Are you crazy?" You see him kind of a little bit not annoyed, but like losing a little bit of patience. You see him quickly turn towards Kisner, her and the partner she had just joined, they were busy turning around and making their way out of the Tresendor, pretty much top of this flat hill. They were busy making their way to the path leading back down to the town. Excuse me. And as he catches up to them, you see him exchange a few words, and his hand kind of starting to rest on the tiefling's back. The tiefling kind of looks up at him, and these almost like a purple fire color. It's not. It gives a bit of a flash. It's like a purpley red. His eyes almost flash in the sunlight as Moth's hand comes to rest, and Moth kind of notices it, but he just gently just moves his hand back. He doesn't seem too intimidated or too perturbed, but it looks like this tiefling is not having anyone touch him. And then eventually you see the tiefling give like a bit of his shoulders sag a little bit, and he gives a bit of a shrug and turns towards your group. And whilst this is happening, all the townsfolk that are about there, after seeing this match with Kizna and Jacques, are now excitedly again chatting amongst each other. They obviously watching and observing what's happening. And again, quickly run to the short man with the slicked back hair to go and place their bets. As the tiefling, along with Moth and following a bit behind Kizna, following along, make their way toward you. As he makes his way, he kind of also slowly but surely removes. He's got this like a duster, like this long kind of leather. What to call it? Not a rain jacket, but a freaking what's the word for it? A coat, yeah, like this duster coat. Very weathered, and it's a light sandy brown color. Kind of makes his skin pop because it's so light compared to the red color of his skin. Just black horns, nothing too ornate compared to say Adar. It just comes out like just two like horns in the front. It doesn't curl too much. It's just small black horns, and as he takes off this heavy cloak, you hear what sounds like a bunch of things just clinking together as he kind of puts it over his arm and makes his way towards you to... I hear, Sassoon, you're looking for a fight.
Ah, yes, raring for one.
Right, I've been asked to have a short bout with you. I've got better things to do, so should we get this done with?
Ah, let's do this.
Right.
Sorry, I missed the section when the guy with the sausages was explaining the rules.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just any rounds, timers, or anything I should know.
Yeah. So it's pretty much 3 rounds. It's non-lethal, obviously, but if each hit, I mean, you're not when you're punching, you're not really killing or anything like that. But you have your HP, and then when you add 0, whoever reaches 0 first loses the round. So it's first to 3. So if you win the first 2 rounds, then you win. If he wins the first 2 rounds, he wins. But otherwise, it's first to 3. When you take a break, you roll your hit die to regain whatever HP you've lost.
Okay.
You don't take a short rest, obviously. Just roll your hit die, however many you roll. But if you run out of hit die before the end of your 3 rounds, then you're out. So, for example, if you use all your hit die after round 1, and you go into round 2 and you lose the bout. There's no progressing.
Okay.
Also, also I'll just lead you through. If you roll a nat 20 and you KO him with a nat 20, you automatically win. I also give an opportunity, so when you roll initiative, whoever has the higher initiative gets to have a free action. So you can do something, for example, try and look for a weakness, or and I'll have you roll for it, and depending on your roll, you could have advantage throughout the bout, or for the first attack, or maybe something along those lines. You can do whatever with your free action. It's up to you. You can be creative as you want, and we'll just judge it and see what we roll or whatever else. Also, just keep in mind, if you have a bad roll, it might disadvantage you. Also, just to keep in mind for Jacques, watching characters or player characters have a free action Example, you can during each round, for example, you can encourage the crowd to get behind your partner, and he might get advantage. He might get advantage for a shot or whatever. You can try also distract or use some other sort of class ability or whatever. No magic allowed. What else is there? Yeah, I think that's about it, really. If there's any other issues that pop up, we'll just take it as it comes. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, roll initiative.
So first, Moth comes up and he says, well, isn't this an exciting morning? Here we have defeater of the Red Brands and now slaughterer of Cragmoors, Sassoon. And then then you hear the crowd giving a small cheer. They're busy making their way up. Also, before we start, any bets that you guys want to place?
I tell Jog, put 25 gold on you.
I'll put 25 on him.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, well, I mean, I lost.
I was just actually messing with you.
I owe you money now because of that loss. Don't mess with me.
Yeah. So you're betting 25. You both can bet if you'd like. It's up to you what you'd like to do.
I'll bet 25.
For or against? On him winning, okay.
4. Yeah.
Alright.
What is the smallest coin I have on me?
You have coppers, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll go place a single copper.
On yourself winning.
Yes.
Okay, well you can't bet on yourself, so you give the money to Jacques to place the bet for you. So Jacques, you're placing 25 gold pieces and 1 copper piece on Sassoon winning.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Alright, and then he goes, and in this corner we have the chaser of orcs. Now I have to find his name again. Demonic the Wicked. And you see the you see the tiefling just give a shake of his head as if he doesn't have time for these theatrics. Fighters, make yourselves ready and begin.
I first start by bowing to my opponent with the fist in the open hand.
He just kind of gives a wave of his hand like this. Let's get on with it or whatever. Seeming a little very nonchalant. All right, roll initiative. Let's see what happens there.
Brilliant. 6.
Okay, so he does get so he is ahead. He rolled a 14.
This is already going wonderfully.
Okay, perfect. All right. So he's gonna try and just you see, like with his cloak off, he's got underneath. He's got like a pretty basic looking. It looks like a hardy, silken, not silken, more cotton based shirt. It's also a light sandy color, so it's got a bit of patches of dirt here and there. It also looks pretty weathered and well worn, but it looks like it's made of good quality. And underneath, like his shirt is slightly buttoned open there, you see quite large muscles, like quite well defined body, hairless. You see it. Don't fall for this character. Yeah, you see his pecs kind of glistening with a bit of the heat of the morning, and a tattoo. You can't quite make out what it is. It looks like some sort of serpent, perhaps, that's kind of going up. You just see a small section of like scale before it disappears back into his shirt, and he kind of rolls up his sleeves, his forearms. Well, not like huge and massive. They again quite muscular, and you can see that this guy definitely knows how to hold himself. Anyway, he is going to just nonchalantly kind of go down and just dust his feet off, and he's going to just roll a sleight of hand, see if he can perhaps pick up a handful of dirt. Oh fuck. Okay, no, that was terrible. That's 5. So soon you notice him picking up a handful of dirt, and you can guess what he might do with that. You guys still there? Hey?
Yes. I don't know. Is there a reaction I can do now that I know that he's gonna try and?
I'll give you because he had such a shitty roll. I'll give you a reaction to do something when he decides to throw the sand, and that reaction you'll have advantage on, or whatever you decide. You could perhaps go for a free strike as he goes to throw it because you know what's coming. All right, because he had such a low roll, you actually gain advantage off of this. All right. Anyway, he's going to rush forward, not waiting on any ceremony or anything. He bowed, obviously, but right after you bowed and him rolling up his sleeve and Moth saying begin, he rushes up to you, chucking the dust immediately into your face as he approaches you. At this point, I will give you your reaction.
I would like to use my tail to swipe in front of the dust. See if I can block it in some way.
All right, I'll say roll an athletics check for me, please.
There we go. 10.
Unfortunately, you
rolls are going
don't.
wonderfully.
Yeah, no, the dust. You managed to block most of it, so it doesn't necessarily impede your vision, but you don't gain the upper hand necessarily because some of it goes over, and it does create a bit of a blast of like dust that that begins to fill the air a little bit, not much, but it's enough for you not to have an additional reaction to perhaps strike. So he's going to come in, pushing through the dust, and not seeming bothered by the fact that his downhand dirty maneuver didn't work. He's going to go in for an attack, a fist. He's going to start with the left. I don't think that hits. That is a 15 to hit.
No, 18.
All right, so that misses. He's going to go in with another right strike. Fuck's sakes, 11. It's a miss. And then again with a quick 1-2. Let me just roll both. That's a 20 to hit and a 10. So one of them hits. So it's a strength plus 4. He doesn't get to roll, so but that's 4 points of bludgeoning damage as one of the strikes managed to connect with you.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. I just want to read something just quickly, just to make sure that with this from the death. Okay, 1 kill.
Fighter against monk, tail as old as time.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, no, that's fine. Okay, we continue. All good. Okay, so with that, he is going to just keep his guard up. He's not going to move away from you. That was his action and bonus action.
How does how does the immediate surroundings look? Is there like a rock or a tree or something immediately around me where I can get some air?
So when it comes to the surroundings, you're more than welcome. Let me quickly just display what it looks like here. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So the image that's displayed here is kind of a rough idea of what it looks like, but this particular section where you're fighting, it looks like there used to be a bunch of outbuildings, but only some of the walls are still standing. So you have these sections of walls that are kind of around the space with an open space on the say on the left hand side there's an open space, and then on the right hand side you have these walls that are like staggered a little bit. Some are lower, some are higher. And there's some patches of very rough ground where your movement might be impaired a little bit. But in the section that you're in at the moment is just to the left of that, more towards the open side, where there's a bunch of people kind of gathered around.
Okay.
So if there's something specific you're looking for, you just mention, and then I'll say if there is.
Yeah. So I just want to like jump against the wall, but only if it's like really close by, not leaving attack range or anything. Just
I'll say there is a small
like
little
wanna-
ledge, a small little ledge, right, a small little wall like right next to you that would allow you to get some air if you wanted to.
Okay, so yeah, right foot against that, up in the air, and then tornado kick left, right.
Nice. Okay, roll to hit.
Nothing for the jump as well. Just jump.
Well, I mean, it's not I don't think it's a very intense jump, and it's something that you are pretty proficient with. So I wouldn't necessarily make you roll for that unless you really want to, unless you plan on doing a serious like front flip kind of kick
Maybe
down.
later. The
Okay.
rolls are terrible. The first one was a 2, and then the second one was a natural 20.
Yeah, the nat 20 definitely hits with the 2 misses. So roll double
You
damage.
basically footstep over the wall.
Yeah, so roll damage 10 plus 3, 13. So right foot against the wall, left he is able to dodge or something, and then the right just like a very good solid kick to the face. And then I'm gonna land on my hands behind him
Alright.
and use one of my what do you call it?
Key points.
Chakra, one of my key points, and do another double kick. This time aiming towards the back of his, towards his back.
All right, roll to hit. And I'll say, actually, roll an athletics check to see if you can get behind him in that same movement. Because that is a bit of a trick to do the
Athletics
kick
or
and then land.
acrobatics?
Acrobatics, sorry, yeah. Kick and then land.
So it's 15 for acrobatics. The
Yeah.
first unarmed strike was a 9,
that
and the
misses.
second one is a 16.
No, that misses, unfortunately. You go to jump over
Okay,
your first
so
kick.
the
your
terrible rolls will continue.
You go to jump over, land on your hands, and you try to do another double kick. Him seeing you jump over, but first your first kick lands, and you hear this dinging sound as your foot strikes metal. Ding! And then the second blow, him knowing now what you're up to, he just kind of bows forward. Second kick going wide and missing. All right, what else do you like to do? You do have movement, 30 feet. I'll say 25 because you move to the back of him.
I'm as I'm
40,
on my
yeah.
wheel, on my hands.
Mm.
I'm gonna do sort of a cartwheel and get back up and then just face him ready for the next one.
All right, perfect. As that happens, he's just gonna he's gonna kind of give a backward elbow to start. That is a 21 to hit.
Definitely
hits. Yeah, so that's 4
hits.
points.
Sorry, I also had to roll Constitution for
Concentration,
the
yeah.
scarf.
Constitu-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or Constitution, yeah.
With what do I roll? Concentration? It's
Yeah,
Constitution, right?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I lose the scarf. Yeah. So.
So your hit
yeah,
points drop.
I'm 17
your,
now.
your AC drops. Okay. All right, but 21 hits, so that's 4 points. He goes in for another strike. 17. Yeah, 17.
That hits.
All right, that's another 4. Then he is going to kind of just, so that's, he elbows you back in the face as you just as you land on top of your feet, and as he turns around, right elbow, left punch. These are heavy slogs. You're not taking too much damage from each, but for not being a monk, he's slogging you pretty hard. And he's just going to use his bonus action to, you see him kind of change his stance a little bit. It looks like he's going into almost like a defensive mode. His arms are nice and tight. Now that his arms are going so tight and his shirt kind of opens up slightly, you do notice a glint of metal underneath. Very elegant, thin-looking thing underneath. Like his chest is open. Obviously, this is like for show. I mean, he wants to appear to be vulnerable. But as soon as he kind of tightens up, you see the armor that lies beneath the shirt. Anyway, he's then going to just kind of stand his ground and in his turn. Your go.
Yeah, I've already been rolling terrible, but let's try it with disadvantage as well. Um, okay, so my first attack, I'm gonna sort of just swipe my hand and try to hit his arm to the left.
All right, roll
yeah,
to
just-
yeah. Okay, I'll say roll to
with
hit.
with a disadvantage of.
No, this his stance is more it ups his AC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but with that, I'll say roll to hit, but add your strength modifier instead for you trying to swipe his arm aside, and then I'm also going to roll strength for him. If you manage to beat him, you will. So it's an athletics roll. Sorry, in athletics. If you manage to beat him, his defense will open up and his AC will drop.
So just
terrible.
pure athletics roll.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Sorry, so just a pure athletics roll.
Yeah, athletics. Yeah. So you're
17.
trying to force him open. Yeah, no, he rolled a 9.
And with that, I'm sort of going to hit him underneath the armpit, just to sort of, give his arm chills, or what do you call it? Cut down his blood circulation.
Alright, yeah. Well, roll damage for that hit because it was a solid hit and it was with one of your attacks. So I'm giving you damage on that as well.
So that's a 6.
Alright. But don't. I think with that, don't add your bonuses.
So then it's a 3.
Alright, yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the second attack is a 25.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Also, normal damage.
8.
Nice.
And for Shinigil, I'm using my second key point.
Mhm.
And then just doing like a Kamehameha to his stomach.
Abdomen. Yeah, his abdomen area. So you come in with his quick bout, with his final.
So it's a 13, so that misses,
Yeah, that misses unfortunately.
and a 20.
That just hits.
9.
Nice. Getting some decent rolls there. You see him. He's
Every second one.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of hits, so. But you see him. He's still looking. He's still looking good. Like a couple of bruises starting to show on his. You managing to beat through his defense and find openings in his armor. So he's looking a little bit bruised, but still strong on his feet. All right. After you kind of fling open his defense, he is just gonna go ape shit on you. Let me see this thing here. Give me a moment. Alright, so he's going to go in for an attack. You see, if his face could get redder, it definitely is now. That's a nat 20 for that. So
that hits.
yeah, so that's double damage. So that's 8 points of. You just see him like after you breaking his defense and just pummeling him, like kind of running circles around him. He just comes in with a heavy slog, heavy but fast, beating your defenses, striking you directly in the face, kind of dizzying you a little bit, but not enough to knock you down. He's going to go in for another strike. Okay, that's a 13 to hit. However, he's going to use his savage attack feat, which allows him to re-roll. Oh no! Sorry, no. No, that's not. That's for something different. Fuck. Okay, doesn't matter. He misses. Okay, he's gonna go in and he's gonna try again with his bonus action. That's a 10 and a 14. Fucking terrible. But he is gonna then use his class ability, action surge, to take 2 more shots at you. 15.
That misses. 17.
Okay. You just see him, he manages to land 1 blow and he just angrily comes in to try and beat you, but you're managing to dodge every attack, either dodge or just block his movements. He's a little easy to read, and not although he looks like he knows how to hold himself in a fight. For you, it's you're able to predict his movements.
So the first one, take a hit square in the face, and then from there on, I'm sort of on the back foot, just continuously blocking while he's towards me. Then at the start of my round, I sort of wipe the blood from my mouth, and as he's running, I'm going to try and throw him with that momentum just into the floor.
Okay, so you're going to try and knock him prone. Alright, go ahead.
Not really. It's just I'm just basically trying normal attacks and just keep the flavor on going. With
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's perfect. I rolled it.
Ooh, natural 20.
Fuck yeah, nice. Okay, so as he comes in angrily, his rage kind of almost getting the best of him. You manage to, with his momentum, trip him up a bit and with quite a bit of force, smash him into the ground. Roll double damage as he is also knocked prone.
14.
Fuck, nice. Yeah, that knock, you can see it took a heavy toll on him. He's looking weak. Okay, but he's on the ground. He's prone. What do you do?
I'm gonna use 2 attacks, not with the key, and just 2 hands knock downwards.
All right, roll to hit with advantage. Both attacks have advantage.
Okay, so I didn't roll with advantage. I'm just gonna roll. So it's 16, and then
Misses.
8. So the first one misses.
Yeah, second one.
And then the second one is 16, and then 10.
Although they both miss. Unfortunately, as you're going to strike, you try and look for an opening, but he manages to shift his body in such a way that you keep striking his quite heavy plated armor, and you just hear these dings the whole time. Ding, ding, every time you try and knock him. All right, he is going to. Are you in your turn?
Yes.
All right. He's going to use half his movement to get up. As he gets up, he's going to use his action to turn and fling dirt into your face. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Natural 20.
Fuck. Okay. You know this trick already, and you manage to block. He's going to try and move away from you because you beat that throw. You get an attack of opportunity on him.
8.
No, that misses. As you go to strike, he easily dodges out the way and he rushes for one of the walls, easily scaling over it and jumping over onto the other side. You lose sight of him at this point, and he ends his go.
Okay. I probably waiting for me to do something. I activate my I go on all 4 paws, and just like my hair starts to raise, and I go off in a sprint, and I'm gonna go the far way around to see if I can see him at all.
Left or right?
Left.
Alright, so you head left. Yeah, so as you go left, you see him kind of with his back up against the wall. This wall kind of just slightly further forward from the wall he had jumped over, and his back is kind of up against it. Almost, if you were to have jumped over the wall or have gone right around, you might not have seen him. But because you went left, and the positioning of that particular wall, you see him kind of standing there, expecting you to come around the corner so he can peg you one sneakily. But you managed to spot him.
Okay,
and he sees you as well, and you can see the look of frustration in his face.
Do I still have enough movement to reach him?
I'll say with your movement, yeah, just about.
Okay, so I come up to him, a little bit of a wall run, and then Superman punch.
All right, I'm not going to make you roll. You've done plenty of wall runs. Let's see how hard you connect.
14.
No, that misses.
I get my feeting once more, and then try and hit him with the knee.
He sees you coming. You run, do the jump. He ducks out the way. You come in with the knee as he ducks down. Roll to hit.
13.
No, that misses. He quickly stands up. Your knee. Now he's the desperation in his face, or the desperation of the situation, making him move faster. Manages to dodge your attacks. What do you do?
I'm gonna use a key point and then try and hit him twice. Just a quick 1-2 jab.
All right, roll to hit both times.
First one's 18.
That misses.
Second one, 23.
That definitely hits. Roll some damage.
6.
And that will do it. You can describe, you don't necessarily take him out, but you do knock him down to the ground, and he's down for a few seconds.
So he went around the building, Superman run, basically jump over him, try and knee him, he blocks that. Try and punch him, but I sort of punch the wall a little, and then just when I'm just got him completely cornered, I give him the last punch to the face, putting him down for this round.
Nice, and he goes down hard. You see him shake his head a little bit. Get you in the next one. And he gets up and he kind of dusts himself off. And you also heard before that happened, you say, Martha says, round 1, Sassoon. As Demanic gets up and makes his way off. Back to Kismet.
I walk over to Jock and it's like, this guy is quite tough.
I've been watching tentatively this whole fight. Have I noticed any hints that I could give him on maybe a week?
Exactly what I wanted you to say. Roll a perception check for me.
Perception. It's +4. Come on.
I'll say perception or investigation, whichever you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with the perception. That's a 15.
All right. Yeah, you noticed that although he is a decentish fighter, he can't compare to Sassoon, and you point out to Sassoon certain moments, telltale signs when Demanic is making himself ready for an attack. You tell him Sassoon, just watch. As soon as his eye kind of darts to the right, he's going to swing left. So just keep an eye on that. So
check for his eyes and try and counter him when he's giving you away what he's going to do next. You got this.
Sounds
so
good.
because of that role, yeah.
Sorry, I take the moment between the match to reconcentrate the scarf and reharden it. Rather, I take off the scarf and put it around my fists and harden it there.
All right, that's perfect. Okay. Because of that roll, Jock, Sassoon, you have, I'll say, an additional 1 to your AC. Let me just think here. Yeah, fuck it. I'll give you an additional 1 to your AC for the telltale signs of him striking.
Sounds good.
Right.
And I think I'm probably going to roll 3 hit die.
Alright, yeah, he also needs to roll his hit die. Find it. Where? There we go. This is it. Okay. I just need to mark down how many he has as well. Okay, so just 1. 2. That's it, I suppose. No, wait. That's it. He's just gone and spent all his hit dice. He's got none left.
Oh.
All right. Moth says, "All right, opponents, ready yourselves. Susun, ready."
I yet again give a bow. This time, the scarves in my fist when I make it.
He says, "Demanic, ready," and you just see him go, getting himself like tight and pumped. Begin.
Okay. Roll
initiative. Sure.
20. Not nat.
Beast. Okay, not nat. All right, he's still also 20. I think you have the highest dexterity because it's also not nat. It was a 19 plus 1. I think you've got a higher
dexterity is plus 3, 16.
Yeah. All right, so you definitely take this round. So you are first, and then so you get a free action. So as he says, begin. You can do one thing to give you advantage, or yeah. What would you like to try and do?
Yeah, no, I yet again just see if there's like a place to launch myself from behind them, or yeah.
All right. So you want to try and get an advantage using the terrain. So roll a perception check for me.
13.
You think you notice a small rock that if you were to kind of jump off of and angle him in the right way, right behind this small rock is a line of bricks that was probably part of a building. And if you manage to get him in the right position and push him in that direction, he might lose his footing and fall over and put you in like a position of advantage. But you're going to have to see what happens.
Okay. So I rush up and then ski between his legs and then punch at one of his knees.
All right, roll to hit.
Nat 1.
No, that fails. And you also get to roll a D100 for me, please.
A D100. This is new.
Now we've been doing it a while.
4.
4, okay. So, that looked like it hurts. You score, oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one, yeah. Critical miss. You hit yourself with your attack for full damage. So
Yep.
as you go in to try and strike the knee, he kind of lifts his leg up, and that rock that you had noticed, your strike hits that particular rock, and you take some full damage there. So whatever the full damage for that
8.
strike is, yeah. All right.
Shit. This round's not going good. Okay, so then I'm up again behind him, sort of just like waving my hand. I should probably roll Constitution. 9, so yeah, the big scarf is gone before I got to use it, other than on myself, naturally. Yes, I'm gonna use my 2 remaining attacks, just 2 simple kicks, right and then left.
All right, roll to hit for both.
Now that's 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
shit.
definitely hits.
But the worst rolls possible, 1 and 2, so only 6 damage. And then
Okay.
the second one is 17.
That misses, unfortunately. As you go
Okay,
for the
that's-
first strike, you manage to land quite a hard blow, now standing up, giving him a bit of an uppercut. And then as you come down with the left, he manages to kind of step out the way. Alright, he is now going to attempt to grapple you. So I'd like you to make a just it's an athletics check, competing against his athletics, please. Oh my fuck's sakes, okay.
9.
Oh well, he rolled a 12, so he manages to get you into a grapple. And then he's going to use his bonus action to give you a double strike. Uh, 20 to hit and 16.
20 hit, 16 doesn't.
As he manages to grab you, he holds you tight, and with his right hand goes in for 2 strikes. The first one managing to land, the second one you're able to get your hand up and deflect the blow. So that's just 4 points. He is then going to proceed to try and push you over that rock that your hand had struck, to try and get you prone onto the ground. So I'll have you roll a, because he's able to move you, just a dexterity save for me, please. To try and kind of keep your footing.
19.
Yeah, you easily enough. You manage just to jump onto the rock, and now you almost have a better stance. But that will end his go.
Remind me again, what does grapple mean? It just means I can't move.
It just means you can't move. Yeah, you can try and break as an action. Try and break the grapple, or you can attack still.
No, I full on just while I'm grappled. I try and elbow him, punch upwards towards his face. Just whatever I can do with my 3 attacks.
All right, roll your attacks.
18.
That misses.
24.
That hits.
24.
Yeah,
first,
2 of those strikes hit, yeah.
So the second strike doing 6 damage.
Nice.
And the last one doing 4 damage.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you managed to land some solid blows on him whilst he's busy holding you. Perfect. What else do you do? Is that it?
Yeah, that's what I can do.
All right. He is going to do Second Wind. Regain some HP. And then he is just going to go in for double attack. These both hit. That's a 23 and a 21. So 8 points of damage. 2 solid blows whilst he's holding you tight. I think, yeah, that will end his go. He's just going to try keep pushing you back, like almost towards one of the further back walls. He doesn't quite make it all the way, but in his next turn he'll probably have you up against the wall, if he's still in his grasp.
Yeah, no, I'm just literally going to try and beat him while he's holding on.
Alright.
So yeah, let's start with the 3 attacks.
Okay, roll to hit.
15, 25.
That hits.
16 or 15.
No, only, yeah.
Do I use? No, I'm just going to take the 1 hit.
Okay.
7 damage as I yet again
Nice.
elbow him
Nice.
while
Perfect.
sparkling and missing everything else.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to get hold of him this close. I'd end your go.
Yes.
Alright, now he's just going to try and build up momentum, and he notices something in the wall, and he's going to attempt to push you into it. A rock that's jutting out. I'm going to roll we're going to do another athletics check, compete against each other to see if you're able to stop him from pushing you against the wall. So for you, it will be actually a strength save. He's going to roll athletics.
I rolled an athletics check. Should I roll another strength save or just use that? I think they're both +2.
If they're the
So
same,
it's
then it's
9.
fine. Yeah, okay, no, you okay, because you rolled terrible, 12 again. So he manages to shove you into this rock. This jutting rock that's busy, like, it's actually a little bit pointed, this brick that's kind of turned a little bit funny. And you are going to take This time there's going to be some dice roll. Six points of bludgeoning damage as he manages to shove you into, and you feel the sharp pain as it collides with the center of your spine, shoot through your body.
Okay, I'm down for round 2.
Fuck, seriously? Okay. Alright. He kind of, as he pushes you and that shock, it jolts you in your body, you go poof, face first into the dirt. You hear Moth saying, enough! Fighter's part. Demanic just turns around and heads back to Kisner. Jacques rushes over to you, I assume, and helps you up off the ground.
Yeah, gets his arm over my shoulder, gets him back to the corner, cleans him up a little bit, gives him some water. It's really Rocky Balboa vibes here.
Okay, I roll my last 2 hit die.
Alright, well, Demanic has no more hit die left, so he's, yeah. Let's see how this next round goes. It's going to be interesting. Alright.
Okay.
Combatants ready. Round 3. Fight.
As I okay, yeah, I bow once more, and then I go in.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. Let's roll initiative. Terrible. 11.
11 plus 3, 14.
Okay, you definitely make it. You get a free action. What do you do?
I don't know. Russian.
Some examples. You can say, try get the crowd on your side. You can use deception to feint to gain advantage. Try intimidate. Yeah, you can try bull rushing.
So I didn't actually want to use this, but I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to do it out of range. So yeah, he's not going to have to do a saving throw or anything. I'm just checking what is the range. 10 feet, I think. But yeah, as a intimidation tactics, I'm going to release my astral self, and just jutting out these huge wings and elephant arms, and then immediately rush him.
All right. So I assume it's almost going to be like a bit of like an intimidation check, perhaps.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll say roll intimidation. So actually, instead of it being with charisma, I'll say it's because you're doing it like in this very quick manner. I'll say roll it with it just to make it interesting, like a dexterity. So use your dexterity. So roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
Since this is almost like a very dexterous thing.
10.
Yeah, you do it pretty quickly, but you don't see him react in the way you would hope, and it doesn't seem as if his guard's dropped or anything. So you can expect him to be on high alert as you approach him.
Okay, but I'm not gonna use the arms. I'm still going to. I am, however, going to switch to wisdom for my attacks and stuff, but I'm not going to use the physical arm, so I'm still going to be within 5 feet in the attacks.
All right.
So yeah, I get in close, and then I use my last key point and do just 4 attacks, just as fast as I can, just jab, jab, jab at his chest.
Nice, roll to hit.
9.
Miss.
25.
Yeah, hit.
11. Natural 20.
Fuck, yeah, so 2 hits and a nat 20.
So it's 15 for the nat 20.
That, okay.
So
Yeah,
remember
that
the
single
D100.
Oh, nat 1, yeah, so roll a d100 for me.
When did I roll a nat 1?
For the nat 20, you will also roll.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Roll a d100 for the nat 20. Thanks for reminding me. I keep forgetting about that, yeah. So roll it. But how much damage did you say you did there on that one?
15.
Shit, yeah. Okay.
And then the second attack that hit 8.
Yeah, that will fucking do it. I wouldn't even have you roll on the on the thing. Yeah, you
Okay.
managed to get him down first round. First
Yeah, so-
round.
not first round,
Third
first
round.
movement. First movement.
Yeah.
So,
But I
yeah,
mean-
so yeah, as I'm running, these arms are just jutting out, and then as they are like sort of flailing behind me, I just massive jabs. He manages to block 2 of them, but my last one, just you can hear sort of just metal crunching between the last blow.
Yeah, and he just goes down with a heavy thud, poof, and his weight kind of just making the dust around, poof, like kind of stack up. He even lands on a sharp stone, and you hear a grunt as he goes down. You hear the crowd. There's just silence in the crowd, and then all of a sudden, oh shit! Woo! And they just start clapping and like going crazy, and yeah, and the moth is just like, Sassoon wins! Excellent show, excellent! And he gives a bit of a clap of hands.
I go and help the tiefling up, but I have like no way of releasing the arms of the astral self, so it's just like on now.
You see that he's still a little dazed. He's got this like heavy frown on his face as if he's got a heavy headache. He kind of begrudgingly accepts your arm as you pull him up.
I tell
you see
him that
he's
there are a
panting
few
quite
that
heavily.
takes so many punches and still stands afterwards.
It was a tough bout. I appreciate you not holding back. I've clearly got a bit to learn from for fist fighting. Damn, that was haven't had my ass handed to me like that in a while. Shit. Oh, you
Next
really
time
are.
we can try it with you having your sword or whatever weapon you usually use.
I might take you up on that offer. Damn, didn't expect that happening this morning. Sorry, didn't formally introduce myself. Demanic, but people who know me call me Manic. It was interesting
I
fighting you.
I thought the orc knew you and he called you, what was it, the Wicked.
Yeah, that's the family name. I'm not as wicked as the name portains. It's more just like I say, family thing, and people like to misuse and abuse it. And of course, my appearance obviously makes it seem a little more, I don't know what you'd call it, perhaps ominous than what it really is.
Weirdly enough, your appearance actually is something I'm kind of used to.
Right?
We also have a guy with horns.
Oh, so that's another tiefling. Interesting.
Yeah. Are you also good with robots and I don't know what technology, I guess.
Well, I don't know this word robot, but no, I'm not too much of a tinkerer,
Oh,
though.
sorry. Are you good with Roger?
With Roger, well, I can Roger, that's for sure, but no. No, I've more man of the blade, and I have a trick or two up my sleeve, but most of the time I enjoy using my sword to get the job done.
Thanks for not I don't know, cursing me with hellfire or whatever.
That was
would've,
close. When I saw those arms of yours, I won't lie, I was thinking about it.
Okay. Well, if you're in the area again, I'm always up for a rematch.
I'll take you up on that offer one day. He kind of reaches his hand out for an arm clasp. Pleasure finding you, and thanks for humbling me this morning. As he turns to leave, he goes to Kisna. Kisna, like, her eyes are kind of wrinkled up in the corners, and you just hear Demanic or Manic say, "What you laughing at?" As he grabs his cloak from her. You hear this jangling sound, this like clinking noise as he climbs into it. Come on, let's hit the road. As he turns to leave. All right, and with that, that will end that that fighting session. Well done on defeating Demanic. The oily head guy says, comes up to you, Jacques. I really didn't think you'd have it in him, but your man did it at the end of the day, and here's your winnings. He kind of says with a bit of a like a schnock and a and he hands you a pouch. There should be about 100 gold pieces in there, and an additional gold piece for the 1 copper you had entered into the betting. There you go.
Fuck yeah! Thank you very much. Jacques
So you now.
Jacques maintains like a straight face, but as soon as the guy walks away, he's just like, "Oh my god, gambling's amazing."
Yeah, it seemed like the odds were more in favor of the tiefling. So yeah, you got 101 gold pieces.
Thank you.
One of those pieces, obviously belonging to Sassoon.
Yeah.
All right.
And
with
25.
well, no, Sassoon only
Yeah,
gave one copper.
Didn't he borrow money to bet on himself?
Well, actually, Jacques gave him the money to. He said he'd
Yeah.
take 25 and go and bet for me. Yeah. So yeah.
So I made a little bit of money.
Yeah. So unless there's anything else you'd like to say to Moth, we can move along. Or anyone else that's in the area, or anything else you'd like to do in this particular section.
Josh's just gonna thank Moth for the time and tell him that he'll be back. And
Right. Come and see me later, and I'll perhaps give you some pointers on your form. I noticed a couple of areas you might be able to improve upon.
please and thank you. Do that.
Right. That's what I'm here for.
So,
Do I hear this conversation?
Yeah. Now you would hear it.
And my form?
Ha! Sassoon, my friend. I don't know if I could teach you much more than you could probably teach me a thing or two. Although, I noticed a section here and there where you might be a little bit, brash, perhaps. You could maybe temper yourself a little bit and think a little more strategically, but otherwise, your form and stance strikes perfect. Can't fault you.
Honestly, can never say thinking was my strong suit.
Gives himself a small chuckle. Well, it was an absolute pleasure watching you two fight. Definitely learned a thing myself. Might put some of these guys in through some paces, and I'm happy that they've also seen what real fighting looks like. I don't think they really know what's out there, you know. I know we're in a frontier town or village, though these are tough folk. They do not see much battle, so hopefully this toughens them up and prepares them a bit more. So I appreciate your times as well.
of course.
Right, I'm off to chop some wood. As he turns to leave and head out. You see the crowd starting to disperse. Anyway, okay, so now, obviously, Sassoon and Jacques, you meet Emma down at the bottom of the hill as you leave. You go and have a discussion with Sildar.
All this time, the gem was connected still to my suit with like one of the belts.
That's right.
Did anything of it happen with the blood flying around mine and the tiefling?
There was surprisingly a bit of blood flying around, but no, it's still just a dull, off, dusty, with still some blood caked to it, red stone. It almost seems unpolished at this point.
Okay.
So yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah. Right. So we'll say that you all together now. You've just left Sildar. It's now midday. I'll say you guys have had lunch. Is there anything else you'd like to do during the day on this first day? Yeah.
After the match, I spend an hour meditating and doing the Catan, just basically regaining the key points and
Short rest, yeah.
yeah.
Perfect. Roll short rest. Those of you who want to take a short rest are more than welcome to. Although I don't think a lot of you need it.
I'm gonna take a short rest. Can I use my same hit dice?
Yeah, no, you can use your hit dice. You don't actually lose them. It's just for the fighting
For that
pits.
fight. Okay, cool. I'm gonna use 3 of my hit dice. Just get me back to HP.
All right. Just remember, you only recover half the number of your total hit dice after a long rest. I think it is. Just need to double check that.
Short rest, I'm assuming. So then that would be okay. That takes me to 11.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so anything, Beatrick, Emma, anything else you guys would like to achieve during the day, Adar?
Where are we at this point?
Well, I mean, it's kind of open. You've left Sildar. We haven't really reached this point necessarily. So it's like after lunchtime, you've all eaten, and you pretty much have a free day ahead of you, except for Adar, who has a bunch of things in the works and is technically working on Roger, but he can take a break to do a thing or two if he wants run an errand or something like that.
Okay. But this is after now we spoke to Silver and all that, right?
Yeah. So you've all agreed that you're going to meet after dinner at your new abode, at your new cottage.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Anything more this one?
Yeah, I've had that shopping list that I think that I wanted to buy during the day.
All right. Did you send it right on Discord? I can't remember.
I can't remember. Oh dear Lord, let me see. Because it's quite important.
Let's see if I can find it over here.
I lost my entire chat because my iPhone caused issues. So I lost our entire chat.
Alright, yeah, I'm just trying to see. I've got it here, I'm just trying to find it.
While you're looking at, I want to ask, am I on my own right now?
Sorry, what?
Or was I still with someone?
Say that again? Sorry, Pedrick? Sidar? Anyone there?
Yeah.
Is it? Alright, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was asking while you're busy figuring out the shopping list. The last time we spoke, was I with someone, or was I on my own, break away? Or what?
Yeah, you can break away if you want. You don't have to. You can do whatever you'd like at this point. Just give me a
I
second.
believe I was still walking with Emma there.
Sorry, what?
So I believe I was still with Emma and Jock.
No, it's easy enough to break away. I mean, if you want to.
Okay, and I'll just turn around to the two of them and I say, guys, I'll see you guys later. Got something quickly to do.
Okay. Good luck. Jock is like rolling his jaw and his eyes fucked up. He's got like a wistful romantic look in his eye.
A little distracted.
It does hit hard, I understand.
In his head, he's daydreaming of slaying a troll and presenting its head to this warrior that kicked his ass.
All right. So Bedrick, you move off, and what would you like to do?
I go in the direction where Arrow might be.
All right, you do recall that he was going to be at the smithy, which is just north of Fandon. So you easily enough find him. You hear him tinkering away in the workshop.
Okay. I go up to Ador. I
Ding,
say,
ding,
but
ding, ding, ding.
in between the things, I'm like, Ador.
Oh, yeah, Pedro. I didn't see you there. Didn't hear you come in.
I figured as much. You're quite concentrated. What are you doing?
I'm rebuilding Roger.
Oh, fantastic.
It's high time we get another member. It sounds
I do
like
agree.
we're heading into a hairy adventure again. So
Yep.
we can
Sounds
use
about right.
some collateral.
Exactly.
Is
to.
there anything I can help you with?
No, I just wanted to come by and see what's happening.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you think about our new cottage?
It's neat. Very neat.
It is quite neat.
Yeah, I must say.
Where's the other ones? Other party members? I see them.
Well, I just saw. I just left Jock and Emma. Jock looks a little bit worse for wear.
Worse for wears. Well, what?
Yeah, he's a little bit beaten up, but surprisingly with a smile on his face. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So I think it was a good thing in the end. So yeah, no, that's, they asked that we all meet together after dinner.
After dinner. Okay. Where do we meet?
Cottage.
Oh, at the cottage.
Yeah, because we had a chat with Sildar.
Ah.
He actually saw me more times than he bargained for. But that was out of my control. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, I'll just let you know so that you can be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Awesome. And then I turn around and I say, okay, well, good luck with Roger.
Thank you.
I head out.
All right, perfect. As you make your way off, you hear the clanging of hammers again, and you actually pass by the short, stocky human Pavlov with his bristly face. Oh, Bedrick! Fuck. How do you do a fucking Russian accent? I'm still struggling with it. Bedrick,
Pavlov.
good to see you. So nice to see you. Fuck. Anyway.
So nice to see you.
Try and go like full Dracula. I want to suck your blood.
Right. I always think of Jack Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine when he does the Russian accent impression. He's like, my name is Pavlov, I sell snow boots to snowmen.
You want to come in for drink?
Yeah, sure. I could do the drink.
Alright, come tell me stories. As he turns to, he kind of leads you around back of the workshop, and he takes you into his little house. It reaches for a familiar looking bottle, since you had a drink with him before. Pulls down the strong stuff, pours into two tiny opaque looking glasses. Ah, Nastrovia! As he cheers to, as they say in my lands. And he shoots back, and he clinks it down onto the. So, how were your adventures? Tell me about these goblin folk you had encountered.
Well, I mean, where to start, eh? In terms of adventures, we had quite a number. Yeah, some have been a very close call, too close for comfort. Others we managed quite easily. Goblins, well, I mean, depends which one, eh? But they're an interesting breed.
Well, tell me,
So,
are the roads safe? Fuck, how do you? I keep losing
well,
that accent. Anyway.
Safe, oh, shame. Well, safe is a big word. They're always moving in and out, so I can't say for sure. You know, I mean, the path that we took, maybe we killed everything that wasn't our way. But how do I know that's not been replaced already? You know, so.
Very true.
I can't tell you for sure. If
Always
anything, they might be
danger in the
scared.
wilderness.
They might be scared, that's for sure. So yeah.
Very, very true. Always danger in the wilderness. I need to get. I need to
That
get
was good.
stock.
That was pretty good.
I need to get stock from Neverwinter, but we're
Okay.
waiting. Right, I will send message.
Yeah, send message. Okay, no fault.
I trust you take care of goblins.
Well, we all, if we come across them, definitely.
Das Vidania. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, you want. Yeah.
And remember, when you're out there, keep a lookout for any good materials I can't use.
Okay, I'll keep an eye open for you. So
Thanks.
Pablo, that's an interesting accent. Where are you from?
I'm from far in the east.
Far in the
Eastern Bloc.
Aye, yeah, da.
Interesting place, the Eastern Bloc. Here it's quite cold.
Da, it's very cold. They call it. I want to say not tomorrow. Hang on, I'll tell you now. Give me a moment.
Czech Republic.
Pretty much. The Dragon Land, not the Dragon Land. Hang on. Nearly there. Nearly there. It's like quite far. Vasa.
Asa. Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
It's cold and miserable that side. Fuck.
Ah, well.
Anyway.
When it comes to miserable, I think I got a one up on you.
Agree to disagree. But anyway.
Well, when your land doesn't have any color, let me know. We'll talk again.
There's very little color in Vasa. It's all dark and gloomy. Monsters everywhere.
You're describing my home. That's okay.
Sounds like we come from same place. Haha.
Yeah, same theme, eh?
Yeah. But enjoy the colorful lands then.
I have enjoyed it, definitely.
Me too. It's an easy life.
It's a brighter life,
It's true.
and you meet some nice people.
Very nice people at this side, but some snakes as well.
As well, yes.
But right, if there's anything else that you need,
No,
It's like, you know.
thank you for the drink and inviting me. Appreciate it.
it's a pleasure.
I'll be on my way. Thanks.
May the cold always be at your back.
May it be. Thank you. And I'm
right.
gonna head off to look for Sassoon.
Right. So soon, what are you doing? What you up to?
Well, since we got time to relax, I'm probably at the somewhere close by, just practicing the slingshot,
All right.
or just the sling, not sling.
Well, let's say this. Let's go to Adar and you Sassoon, well, before Bedrick arrives. It's late-ish afternoon, and you mentioned you wanted to build like a small training area. So I'll say.
Oh,
So I'll give Sassoon, you and Adar an opportunity to come up with a small, perhaps simple training area that you can set up within an hour or two.
is this before the roof has been done, right?
Quaileen said she would come in the afternoon and come help you out with the roof, whilst because Roger would get a lot of the work done faster, so she can leave earlier to come and help you out. So I'll say it's not that time just yet, but she'll come. But you don't necessarily have to be there to help her. She can do it. I mean, you made a trade with her, so she's more than happy to help with the roof. If you borrowed her, Roger, for a few days or a day or two.
Okay, so we can disregard the roof for now.
Yeah. So just chat about I'm just gonna pee quick. You guys chat.
Yeah, so you might lose me for a quick few seconds as my powers go down and up again at 8. But yeah, so soon I was thinking we can maybe organize some test dummies. Hey, dummies so we can stay in practice. I know you've been trying to figure out that slingshot and your darts.
I think we can set up a couple of straw men.
Hmm.
There's double entendre there. Also, like what do you call it? The political straw men.
Okay, and you want to dabble in the politics of this town?
No.
You know, put whose face on the dummy? The mayor.
Actual politicians off the streets and use them as targets.
Stuff their limp corpses full of. Hey, is that what you want?
Be the
would-
change you want to see in the world.
Be the change you want to see.
Okay,
Yeah,
so where can we get hay barrels or hay blocks, or what do you call it?
Hey,
Yeah, dead plant,
bales.
dead straw plant.
So we can ask the lady, I 100% remember what's her name is, fixing our roof.
Quaileen.
Quaileen. Daleen?
Quaileen.
Quay. Like Quaaludes, but just
Yeah.
Quaileen.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be some offcuts or throwaway.
I also think I gave you an extra set of clothes that I got.
Oh yes,
never
you
used.
did.
So we can sort of just put that over a stick and then stuff it full of stuff.
Stuff it full of stuff. That's a perfect idea.
Yeah, so
it's
straw
not-
will be soft, but we can also use sand if we want to beat the ever-loving shit out of our hands and get them to not feel pain or anything anymore.
I was thinking more straw, since we are gonna use our weapons. The rest of us.
Oh yeah, and beating the ever-loving shit out of weapons usually don't turn out well.
Yes. Although I love smithing, I don't like making work for myself to that extent.
Okay,
As
so
you-
I go and gather a couple of good sticks.
Alright, this is done easily enough. I'll say as you are busy putting together these dummies, the rest of the group arrive. And if any of you would like to add or give input, you're more than welcome to, as you see Ado and Sassoon going about setting up a small training area at the back of this cottage.
Yeah, Jacques will help pitch in and help truss up some straw peeps and dig a hole to plant the post in if we need. He'll pitch in.
There are a couple of trees back there if you want to set up some targets or something on them as well.
Oh yeah, Jacques gonna set some target practice.
Yeah, you also notice
Okay,
you also notice there's a decent, like a very thick, longish wooden table with very simple wooden benches. It's simple in the fact, but just because it's out in the elements, it looks old and it looks like it's been there quite a while. But it still looks sturdy enough for like if you wanted to sit outside and have like an outside gate, like that you get at a normal pub, almost just a lot solid and just more wood, not this fake shit. So
not this
yeah.
fake shit.
yeah, you get those plastic, weird plastic things as
Recycled.
well. Recycled.
Is that
yeah.
is that your attitude towards saving our planet?
There's no saving.
Wow,
There's no saving
wow.
this planet. This planet's fucked.
Wow. Yeah.
This week on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Did this one DM go too far?
Yeah. Shit.
Nice.
All right. So any input? Like, okay. So you guys go about. I'll say just roll an investigation for me, so soon as you look for materials. It's not going to be too difficult.
14.
Yeah. You find all the necessary materials, along with some hay bales that you managed to score off of Quailine for a few coppers and promise to work in the fields unless you want to haggle with her.
No.
All right. So you promise a half day's work in her field. She gives you a couple of bales of extra hay that she's had lying around for her animals. And then I'll have Ado, I'd like you to roll a let's see, it's going to be a dexterity. What tools are you proficient in?
What tools aren't I proficient?
Okay.
Leather workers, smiths, thieves, and tinkerers.
Okay, I think because you are proficient with leather workers, I'll have you add your proficiency bonus. So roll a d20, add your intelligence modifier and your proficiency bonus to that roll.
You say a d20.
Yeah, and then intelligence modifier and your proficiency bonus. And I'll say because you have Jock and Sasunde helping out, you can roll with advantage.
Okay, well, it's nat 20 plus
All
7,
right.
so it's 27.
With the meager materials that you have at your disposal, you set up a very impressive training ground within a very short amount of time. More than enough time for you to go back and continue working on Roger. And it's up to you to describe how and what you've made, according to perhaps Sassoon, Jacques, Beardrick, Emma's specifications.
Okay, so using the sticks Sassoon brought us, he brought a nice variety of thick, let's say, forearm-ish sticks, and then one or two, I won't say posts since we went, but post-sized. So then creating a cross shape with the thinner piece being the horizontal piece, planting them in a half arch, total of 3 of them, and then by using some old, some of the old potato sacks or flour sacks inside of the house, we made them some makeshift clothing in which we stuffed the hay, tying it up with some light twine at what would be the wrists, and then with the one dressed up in the extra pair of clothing, Sassoon gave us, clearly marking him for the revengeful practice. Scouring around, can I say I found some old barrel lids?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then giving them some wooden shields just to keep us in practice with shielded enemies. Not that we encountered too many of them yet, but it's from here on out I think it's going to get difficult. Then in the tree, using the thickest stump Sassoon got us, that is a proper stump, requiring almost 2 people to pick it up, and then hanging it down from the tree as a type of swing dummy. Not gracing this one in anything, but to help Sassoon, condition his fists on the bare wood, and practicing his agility with the target swinging back.
And it doubles up as a scratching post.
It doubles up as a scratching post. Yeah, we've got nice furniture inside. Then using the rest of the bales is just demarcating the area in a half round, just around it, just to show people don't move that side. If Jog is gonna fire some arrows, or Sassoon is gonna practice his
If the trees be a rocking, don't come a knocking.
yes. Yes. And then there was one more thing. No, that's pretty much it.
All right.
All set in the the swing post set in the shade of the tree, but only half of the the dummies, you know, in the shade, the rest in the sun.
Okay.
Get us some full day sun conditioning fighting.
Yeah, during the heat of the day.
Yeah, there wasn't too much grass, but the little bit grass we just seethed away. In any case, it will be worn away quickly by the feet of the warriors in that area. So quickly. The table just needed some spijkerkeys and some screws or whatever, and then it's ready.
Nice. Okay.
Marking our first step in vestiging. What vestig?
Fuck.
You know, putting roots down.
Yeah, putting a stamp, a mark, making your mark.
Making our mark in this town that we helped a lot, but in a big way helped us as well.
Perfect. And I will say, just because you also had such a good role, just to pay for some of those materials that you might have needed, just subtract 5 silver from your purse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you managed to make do with very little, and you make a very neat, tidy looking training ground, and yeah, like you say, you've begun your mark on this little town, or you've already made your mark, but now you're stamping it physically with like you say, putting down some roots. All right, so I'll say at this point, let's jump ahead a little bit, unless there's anything else anyone would like to do during the day, or perhaps ask Adolf for any additional or any additions to this training ground that he's described.
I think it sounds pretty dope.
We did find a shopping list for Emma, so.
All right, yeah, you can send that. Yeah, let's send that through. Let's see what we got, because I also want to just hit the discussion with Sildar later in the evening, just so that before people perhaps drop off because of load shedding or whatever else. Okay, whilst we wait for the list, is there anything else anyone would like to achieve during this day? I mean, you've already done not a lot. I mean, the fighting was in the morning. Chatting to Sildar and Sister Grella didn't take too long. So you guys had a foolish day to be able to do whatever you really wanted to. So if there's any other bits and bobs that you might think of that you'd like to do. All right.
Well, I'm assuming Jacques would go shopping with Emma and whoever's going with. So while we're out, he's going to try and ask around and see if anyone else has heard, or perhaps maybe trades with that peaceful goblin nation that he heard about. Just to see if he picks up any info on that.
So you ask around. I mean, there's a few merchants out and about, especially in the square area. You go and ask around, and you find you go to this one gentleman. You kind of ignore the fruit sellers and fresh produce, because you can assume that they probably don't go too far, since the stuff will probably go bad by the time they reach that far north. Although it's not, it's far, it's a bit of a distance, but it's not like unreachable from where you are. I mean, you could get there probably in a week. I'll have to double check that, but don't quote me on it. Anyway, you go up to someone that seems to be selling ornate bone carvings, these little figurines, very well done, and beautifully shaped into all different figures. You even see a little owl bear. You see like a lion type figure with a tail of a snake. You see a little humanoid. They look like tiny dwarves. You see a very strange looking a nasty worm, and with the details quite amazing, just the segments of the worm and the face itself. You can see the mandibles, and the mouth is open in a bit of a screech, and it's if we're going on scale based off all the pieces, it looks like a big fuck off worm, but obviously it's just a miniature ivory piece. And you can see this person is fair-skinned human, also quite a largish man, with big hands. You approach him. You approach him. What do you say?
Bonjour, I see that you've got some quite.
Yes, I got good wares here. If you'd like to take a look.
Well, I'm more interested in perhaps knowing where you get your wares from.
I get them from 10 towns. This is the finest scrimshaw carvings that you'll see this side of the Sword Coast. There ain't none better.
10 towns. Sorry, is that the name of the goblin place?
No. You would also know this since it's generally 10 towns is on the other side of the Sword Mountains. It's a desolate place. They are the reason it's called. You've never been there, but the reason it's called 10 towns, from what you've heard, is that there are a bunch of different lakes, and around these lakes, within proximity to each other, are 10 different towns, and these towns are known for. A lot of not criminal activity happens there, but outcasts head in that direction. People running from the law, looking to hide away. It's not a lawless place, but it's a very difficult place to survive because it's almost like constantly winter. There's maybe a month or two of spring and summer, very short, and then it's just dark and cold. It's called the region is called Icewind Dale, and the reason it's called that is because of the incessant wind that constantly blows there on the northern side of the Sword Mountains. No, he doesn't. It's not part of the kingdom, but it does probably stretch through. Like you'd have to pass through, or there are passes that go through the Sword Mountains that go through the Kingdom of Many Arrows.
Okay.
So you could assume that he probably knows of it and has been there.
Okay. So with this in mind, Jacques, be like, 10 towns. I've heard it's quite a intense place outside. But
yeah,
I'm more interested in this goblin nation that I've recently heard of. That's apparently peaceful.
Oh, the orcs.
Yeah,
right.
Sorry, the orcs. That's right. Yeah. Do you perhaps know? Do you trade with them? Do you know how to get there?
Yeah, I trade with them on occasion. It's quite easy to get there. They a clear path heading in that direction. After you pass. Sorry, let me just go to the thing again. It's obviously further north of our current position here. North, I'd say north east.
If you'd be so kind as to kind of maybe mark it on my map that I could find it later.
Alright, so you show him the map you have. Let me just browse to it quickly. Fuck. Come on. I gave you this map. Hang on, I'll know where to find it now. So this particular map, but it's unfortunately not. It doesn't cover the exact region. However, if you follow this particular road that heads towards Neverwinter, and he kind of marks it down for you, the quickest way would be to head back on the Tribor Trail, and then from Tribor head towards Silvery Moon, which is further east, and then from Silvery Moon cross the river Rovan. Into the Silver Marches. The Kingdom of Many Arrows sits between. It's there in the northern mountains near Lurkwood, or between Lurkwood and the Moonwood. He gives a general description of how to get there, and I'd say you've probably been to Silvery Moon before. So it's just like. Based off his description, it's just like a hop, skip, and a jump from there, really, from Silvery Moon, and he kind of explains. Yeah, it's nestled or surrounded. Well, the dwarven hall there, Mithril Hall, is kind of surrounded by this kingdom, if you will. The dwarves obviously claiming the land underground, and the orcs, through many fierce battles long ago, claimed the surface for their own. Though now there is peace between the two nations, and they also trade amongst each other and help each other out and have pacts and agreements and such between each other. So, although I mean, there's always an orc band roving around. So, and obviously even vigilante groups of normal folk, or I would say ungoblin folk, if we can call them such, who roam the kingdom of Many Arrows and the surrounding areas, attacking groups of peaceful orcs as well. So it kind of goes both ways in those areas, you know.
Well, thank you for the information. I really appreciate it.
No, it's a pleasure. If you head that way, be sure to try their stew. It's pretty good.
I will, thank you. And then I'll have to go catch up with the sharing party.
All right. Wait! You don't want to buy something. You perhaps don't want to buy some scrimshaw. As you wish.
Emma, did she see the little owlbear and the little wormy thing?
I will say, because you were around shopping and Jacques was also kind of with you, you would have seen it, yeah.
Can I ask how much he asked for them?
Why, hi there, lovely lady. For you, I'll give you a special price. Which one are you interested in, if I may ask? Emma, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry.
All right. Now he was just asking which one you're interested in.
Well, for myself, the owlbear,
All right.
and then for someone special, the little wormy thing.
Okay. Well, the owlbear will. I'll say for both 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, dat is vast mooi.
Madam, please, you don't understand. These are the finest carved scrimshaw pieces. These beautiful works of ivory were carved, some of them by Regis the Great himself, the halfling adventurer who's well known in 10 towns there up north. And some of them are even priceless to the right buyers. The scrimshaw is obviously, if you don't know, is a special fish only found in the lakes north of the Sword Mountains.
So you kill wildlife.
No, well, we eat it, of course. I mean, it's they're fishermen. They fish them out, and then they get carved. No piece, if it makes you feel better, no piece of the animal goes to waste. It all gets eaten or turned into beautiful art, as you see before you.
Well, I've got a live owlbear, so I don't think 100 gold pieces is what I can afford to pay today, seeing as I've got a lot more to buy yet.
All right, I'll say, I'll ask you to roll me a persuasion check for me, please.
You got 100 gold, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, because it was stranded, let loans write a check for it.
Hey, how much did you get there?
She's getting it, hang on.
We haven't played in a while, so mine.
Yeah, we've got D&D Beyond characters worth.
It's saying unknown characters.
Yeah, information lost.
Oh,
Right.
it's my worst, one of my worst rolls. 4.
Oh, wow.
4.
So
Yeah,
that's 100 gold.
he says, my dear, I could perhaps knock 10 gold off the price, but it's incredibly difficult, firstly, to acquire these pieces, secondly, to transport them all the way from Icewind Dale down south here. So, I go through a lot of risk obtaining and trying to bring people these objects. Of course, I perhaps came to the wrong town to sell them, but you got to try. I'll knock 10 gold off for you. How's that? 90 gold pieces for both.
As much as I would love to, I have more priority items that I need to procure today.
All right. Well, if you have any spare change, think of me. Good old, as I go look for his name. Good old Marin.
How poor are we that 90 gold is spare change?
We gotta get out there and take on some flippin' bounty hunting jobs. Get our finances up a little bit.
But you guys are rolling in it, aren't you?
What's that?
Aren't you guys rolling in dough at the moment?
Well, I wouldn't say rolling. Maybe like squatting.
Fair enough.
Much as in real life, I am squatting as well.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. Okay, Emma. What would you like to purchase? Just keeping in mind, I see this isn't necessarily a list you sent me. It was just some of the things I remember. Can't quite remember what you wanted from there. Some things might not be available. Other things that are available, keeping in mind it's a frontier town. Things are hard to come by here, so the pricing might vary compared to what you've sent me. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are you looking for?
So in terms of weaponry,
All right. So you recall?
I definitely need arrows.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Folks?
No, I was just gonna mention that Lenine Greywind, not the owner but the shop caretaker of the Lion Shield Costa, does sell weapons and would probably be more than happy to sell you a weapon. So what would you like?
Well, I would like some arrows. Then
Alright.
I'm not sure if ball bearings would count as a weapon or just adventure gear.
Alright, no, that's fine. So you go to Lenine at the Lion Shield Costa, just not too far. I mean, everything in this town is pretty close to each other. So you make your way, and Lenine greets you with a friendly smile. Ah, Emma. I don't think we've had a pleasure to meet. I am Lenine Greywind, as she reaches out her hand to shake.
Well, Emma will return the gesture.
Yeah.
And Lenine, you notice she's a plain looking woman, probably around 35, and she's got brown hair, brown eyes, no features that stand out remarkably or anything. She's well kempt. She's got like a straight back, her head's up. She looks like a proud woman, and she's got like almost like a look of longing in her face a little bit as she talks to you. And you also know that based off some of the conversation you've had with your party members and with North, that Lenine has been not necessarily instructed, but because of her principles, won't just sell weapons to anyone. It's a pleasure meeting you, Emma. I've heard much about you, and North has told me a thing or two, and I thank you very much for all you've done for him and for Galrin. Please, if there's anything I can do for you, you just ask, and I'll do my utmost to see if I can help you.
Well, my lady, the first request is kind of odd. I was referred to. What's that other lady's name?
Helio.
Halja.
You kind
Lady
of see her.
Halja.
You kind of see her give her like a thoughtful look as you say that. Yeah, hell yeah, yes. The owner of the Miners Exchange and now town master of Fandlin.
So, I just want to buy or borrow or I just want a dress
A
to,
dress.
for it to look pretty for someone. But I'm not willing to sell my soul in the process. I have been warned against this lady always wanting something in return.
Well,
So if you perhaps know where I can just find something to look pretty in for a change.
well, I might have something for you. I've been keeping this. She gives a small wistful laugh, the longing in her eyes almost seeming to double up. Well, just give me a moment. And she disappears into the back. You hear footsteps, kind of hear it kind of going upstairs. Gone for about a minute or two before she comes back. Here we go. She lays down quite a beautiful dress, nothing too fancy. It's just like a very nice white silken shift almost, and then it looks like it's meant to kind of hug the body. It doesn't expose too much cleavage, but it's got a bit of a V that goes down. It's elegant. It's not slut, if you can call it that, but the tightness obviously makes it so that it would be it shows the curve of the body as it flows down and goes below the knees to the ankles, and it's got some beautiful lace work on the back. The back is open to the waist, obviously, with the straps going over. And open arms. Well, I was planning on. Well, I had my eye on someone, and I'd hoped he had feelings for me, but nothing came of it. And I had bought this dress especially for perhaps an occasion that we might have had together, but it seems like that will never happen. So. Please, you're more than welcome to have this dress of mine. It's nothing too fancy or anything, but I'm sure it would look lovely on you.
Sure. Emma is in absolute awe of this dress, but also, what's the right word? Overcome with emotion that someone could be so kind, but also feeling, like really feeling for this lady.
That's all right. I can see the sorry in your eyes. I've consoled myself to this life, and perhaps one day I'll meet someone. But for now, the one I truly want doesn't want me. So I just need to console myself to that fact. One doesn't always get what one wants in life.
That's true. But still, if you can't see how beautiful you are, you surely's got a color on his eyes.
It's fucking blindfold.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Yes, well, you can't force some of these things, as much as I have sort of tried. And the thing is, he is a good fellow. He really is. The best I know, and that's why I fell for him, unfortunately. And what can I say? It's the heart wants what it wants, and I can't help these feelings.
Is there something that I can help with?
I doubt it. This particular person has eyes for someone else, and there's only so much a woman can do. And again, I don't want to debase myself. There's a line I refuse to cross, and obviously, and I know this person. I don't want to mention his name. I know he wouldn't want me to cross that line. Of course, he is a good person, and he wouldn't want me to do that, and he'd probably lose a lot of respect for me. But like I said, there's only so much I can do. And I appreciate your offer, but I don't think there's short of completely rewriting his mind. I don't think there's anything you can do.
Well, Emma will respect the. I mean, she's not going to pressure this lady or pry into a personal business, especially if you know if it's hurting her. Yes, and then she will ask this
Yeah,
lady
sorry.
if
There was something else you needed from me. What else would you like that I can help you with?
yes, my lady. Gold, Lord Goldren asked us to accompany him on an expedition, and I am very low on my arrows. Do you perhaps have access to arrows or know where I can, procure some arrows? I do not want.
Yes, we do.
into-
We do sell arrows here. It's a gold piece for a set of 20. Is there any particular number you would like?
Well, can you spare 40?
Of course. We get fresh arrows produced on a weekly basis. So if you ever run low, feel free to come through. All right, 40. Here you go. And she just give me a moment. She runs to the back. There's nothing really on display. It's almost like it's a when you walk in. It's a bit of a bare room. You see a counter with one of those flip things to go in and out with. But she rushes through a door in the back, and you can see this is quite a big, heavy door, with a good many locks on it. And she goes through this door. It's just a moment, and she comes out a few seconds. Here we go. 40 arrows. That will be 2 gold pieces.
Okay. You perhaps know where I can get ball bearings and caltrops.
We do sell ball bearings and a caltrop or 2 if you'd like. So the ball bearings, these will go.
Wheelbarrow for everything I'm buying.
Hey?
And perhaps a wheelbarrow for everything I'm buying.
No, well, I mean, you can carry the 20. It should be okay. The 20, a set of arrows is only £1, so 2 sets will be £2. A set of 20. And the ball bearings are £2. Jacques, are you? I mean, yeah, he's probably loitering about nearby. If you want some help.
So
I
you
think
can
Jacques
help
is
me
around
carry if we don't run into Bedrick somewhere.
No, he's
Yeah.
probably about, yeah.
Okay, then I would please like to procure a bag of 1,000 ball bearings and a bag of caltrops.
All right, here you go. She goes back and comes out with a bag of ball bearings, 1,000 ball bearings, 1 gold piece, she says, and some bag of caltrops.
Two caltrops, please.
All right, 2 caltrops. This is what the fuck. How do you spell caltrop? Fuck.
CALTROPS.
Oh yeah, there we go. All right, well they come in bags of 20. I see. Here you go, 20 caltrops. Also a gold piece. So in total, that's going to be 2. It's 4 gold pieces for the sets of arrows, the caltrops, and the bag of ball bearings.
Could I ask if you perhaps know I lost my dagger during what you must call it an encounter or with lots of friendly enemies. Do you perhaps have daggers in store?
We've got many daggers with all kinds of varieties. Are you looking for a heavier dagger that's more for close combat, something that's easier to throw? What would you prefer?
I think that I can throw like a ranged attack.
All right. A basic dagger. Hang on, give me a moment. And she goes back and comes back. Just a simple looking dagger. It feels good in the hand, light enough to throw a decent distance, and if need be, used for close combat. That will also be 2 gold pieces. So we are sitting at 6 at the moment. Just remember to subtract that.
And then a quiver for my arrows. I would like a quiver for all my arrows.
I'd say you've already got a quiver. I don't think you'd need another. Yeah.
Okay, and then my lady, finally, I think a short bow. I'm in the market for a short bow.
A short bow. All right. But judging by your size. Okay, give me a moment. As she goes back after kind of eyeing you for a moment. And she comes back out. Here we go. I think this will suit your arm length and perhaps your strength. It's a well-crafted short bow made from cedar. It's got not only does it smell good, but it will shoot your arrow straight and true. This, however, will be around about 28 gold pieces.
So I lost count of the total now.
So the total at this point is 34.
Okay, Emma will hand over the 34 gold pieces.
Thank you very much, Emma.
Your taste, as always, it's really impeccable. I thank you for your help, and this dress, I'm a little
Please.
self-conscious about the markings on my arms, but I can't wait to try this dress on.
It's a simple thing, but I hope the the person you're trying to impress appreciates it. But I'm sure they will.
Let's hope so, my lady. Let's hope so.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Emma. Good day to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Then Emma also would like to buy some camping stuff.
All right.
Not glamping.
Okay. So what exactly are you looking for?
Not the normal blankets that I have, the thicker blankets. Thick quilted blankets.
All right. You go to Barthen's Provisions.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Bed Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath and yeah. There's you see Barthen's there. We don't have to necessarily role play that. He has a thick blanket for 1 gold piece. So you subtracted those 34 gold piece from your character sheet, right?
Oh yeah, I'm on it now. So
Alright.
it's the 2 thick blankets, then
So 2 thick blankets. That's going to be 2 gold pieces. 2 gold pieces total. Yeah.
go back to my character. For some reason I went up now. Oh, this is so cool. When I open my character, it snows. I swear I know how to do it. Okay, then apart from the blankets, I would like fishing tackle.
Fishing tackle. I can do that for you. One moment. As he goes to one corner of the store to reach for some fishing tackle. Sorry, 2 seconds. All right, yeah, that will be a gold piece.
So we're on 36 now, right?
3. Well, yeah. I mean, this is a separate account now, but yeah.
Then a tankard or a flask to drink from. Flask or tankard.
I'll say you. I mean, it's easy enough. Okay, yeah, 5 copper pieces for a good tankard.
Then a grappling hook.
Grappling hook. I think we've got one lying about. Let me check. Yes. All right. This one's going to be slightly more expensive. 4 gold pieces.
How many was the copper? Of the copper pieces? 7.
Yeah. So we're sitting on 7. 7 gold pieces, 5 copper.
Okay. Then sorry, she's shopping with a mission here.
No, that's okay.
A hunting trap.
A hunting trap. Yes. Here we go. That will be 5 gold pieces.
Right. Okay, so gold, attack, subtract. So it's 30. It's 34 at the first store.
Yeah, nice. Now we're sitting at 12 gold and 5 coppers, right?
Yeah. No, sorry, it's a bit more than that.
12, like 7.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, you're right. 12 coppers.
12, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. And then a lantern, a hooded lantern, or any lantern.
Let me check. I don't know if we've got hooded lanterns, but we should have. All right. Yeah. Here we go. I've got a little a lamp for you for 1 gold piece.
I'll take it, thank you. Then I would also please, if you maybe have 5 mess kits.
Mess kits coming right up as he heads back. That will just be, call it a gold for all of it together.
Okay, thank you very much. You're so kind. Then oil for the lamp.
One gold piece for the lamp.
No, oil for the.
Oil. Sorry, I thought you said 4 for the lamp. All right, oil. Yes, we've got some oil right here. That will run you. It's about 5 silver pieces for a pound. How many pounds of oil would you need?
Would we know how long 1 pound lasts?
I'd say a pound would last 2 days. Like if you're burning it throughout the night.
Okay, then I'll take 3.
3 pounds. All right, that will be one gold piece and 5 silver pieces.
Right, and then a tents. 2-man tents, please.
All right, we've got those. How many would you like?
2, please.
2. All right, that'll be 4 gold pieces.
Okay, then thank you.
All right. Anything else I can help you with?
Rations?
Rations, of course. We've got a wide variety of dried meats, dried fruits, and some carrots, and what else do we have here? Some onions. They keep well. And what type of rations are you looking for?
Well, we are going out on an expedition, and I'm assuming that we will need to eat somewhere along the line. I can
Alright.
still survive on nuts and berries from the field, but I'm not sure my companions can all survive on berries alone.
Right. So how
So
many?
I've
How
got
long
some
are you
meat.
planning on being? Are you being out in the wild? I suppose.
Your guess is as
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's always good to have, I suppose, 5 days. I mean, they carry well, so it's not going to waste. 5 days worth of rations for how many?
I'll take 8 rations, please.
Oh, so just 8 rations. All right. Here you go. That's going to be 4 gold pieces.
Just quickly check my list and check it twice. Chalk.
I think I might have some lying about. Yeah, here we go. This will be, it's not the easiest to come by out here. So,
Oh.
silver piece.
I'll take it.
All right.
1 piece. And then, where can I find hiking boots?
We do sell a variety of boots here. If you care to have a look, we've got some decent boots that I'm sure are your size. They might not be fashionable, but they're definitely serviceable and will keep your feet dry and hopefully, I don't promise anything, blister free.
Well, I'm sure you have something that will go with the boots to keep it for free. My poor delicate elfin feet, I feel will need some protection on this specific section of the expedition.
All right. Well, let's see what we can do. Okay, so we've got these boots. I think they would probably be the best for you. They look very basic. I mean, they come up to just like midway up the calf. You see that they don't have laces. They have these almost like a thing that you clip into 2 holes that runs down, and it's a little bit bulky at the bottom. They're small, so they'll definitely fit you, but they're not elegant, if I can put it that way.
Well, let's propose more about comfort and elegance. As if it fits, it fits. So you'll take it.
All right, that will be 5 gold pieces. Oh no, sorry, not 5. Two gold pieces and 5 silver.
Then let me just check. Where can I find chainmail or a chain shirt?
It might be difficult to come by here, but have you tried Lenine at the Lion Shields Costa?
Yeah, no, I was just there. Oh.
She might have. It's not many folk are in the market for armor in these parts. Funnily enough, as frontier as it is,
I
But,
think I'm crazy if I go again, but okay.
yeah.
To go back and forth.
It's like, sold out. It's going to be surprised. Soap, where can I find soap, my lord?
Soap. And please,
Yes, soap.
I'm not a lord. I'm a simple shopkeeper. I do sell some I sell soap as well. If you'd like,
I'd like
Right.
2 bars of soap, please.
2 bars. That will be. I'll make it 5 copper. 5 copper pieces.
Alright, I'll take it. I'm almost done, guys.
All good.
Almost done. I suppose perfume. You don't sell perfume, do you?
I'm sorry, my lady. We don't. No.
Oh well. Potion of healing. Potion, I suppose I'll find at the apothecary. That word.
Yeah.
We unfortunately we don't have an apothecary, but perhaps I know Sister Garela often stocks a potion or 2.
I'll present her again. Then I would like some common clothes, please. I think mine is due for replacement. I'd like
All right. All right,
a set of
please.
common clothes.
Not-
At least
not a-
2.
2 sets of common clothes. All right, that's fine. That will be 1 gold piece for the 2 sets. And you can find some decent clothing that matches your color and style to a point. It's nothing fancy, obviously, but you go through what they've got available, then you find some good quality clothing that will. I mean, this is a frontier town, so it's not the greatest. It's not, yeah, but it's definitely serviceable and will do for your needs.
And do you have something for my feet to prevent blisters?
I can sell you some socks, perhaps.
I'll definitely be interested.
All right, it's going to be 5 copper for 2 pairs.
I'll take them, thank you.
All right. I've also heard there are some healing plants that I know, or I've heard at least, I don't know, but that can help with blistered feet. Perhaps you can talk to someone who might know something about that.
I will most certainly do that.
All right, so your total is 26 gold pieces, 2 silver pieces, and 5 copper.
Yes, I've done.
You've been subtracted.
I've removed all of it. Yeah, subtracted.
All right, cool. All right, but thank you very much for your patronage.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure is all mine. He gives a short bow. Send greetings to Galrin and Narth if you see them.
I will make sure that I do someone. Dear kind sir.
Thank you. All right, and with that,
Back to the lady
Yeah. Lenine, yeah?
Yeah, for the chainmail or chain shirt.
All right. Yeah, so you go back. All right, so what are you looking for? A chain shirt?
Yeah, or chainmail.
We've got 1 pair. It's a little old and rusty, and sorry, I'm using the wrong voice here. It's a little old and rusty, but you might be able to make use of it. She goes back and she comes out with this heavy-looking chainmail. It clinks onto the table like a bunch of coins just falling down. Unfortunately, it is still rather expensive. If you want this, it's going to be about 60 gold pieces.
You don't by any chance have a chain shirt?
Chain shirt, it's a bit, unfortunately not. This is the only chain that we have. The shirt is a bit more difficult to procure and intricate to make. It's obviously quite popular and it's not easy to come by in these parts. So unfortunately the mail is all we have.
Just want to make sure I am proficient now with heavy armor, but it will affect my stealth. Not that I've got good stealth in any case, but
that's right.
I'll roll with disadvantage basically, right?
You'll with stealth, yes. Even if you are proficient, you'll still be rolling with disadvantage. No, I don't think you are proficient with stealth. Yeah, but you are proficient with heavy armor, so you can. I mean, you can use this chainmail to up your armor class. But then, obviously, you roll with disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yeah, and it takes action to take off the heavy.
No, it takes 10
armor.
minutes.
Oh dear God. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you unfortunately you won't be able to sleep in this. You can try.
Yeah.
I know some people who sleep in their armor and are quite comfortable, although I think very few people truly are. So, but this will provide decent protection. I mean, as old and perhaps grimy as it seems, it will definitely prevent a few swords and arrows from piercing. So. Up to you if you want it or not. It's always good to have some extra protection. I mean, you can if you have the funds to if you can afford it. I mean, you can purchase it and just carry it with you. And if you feel on a day that you might want to have it on, then you have it on. Otherwise, just perhaps have it near you.
Maybe you can share it between the group. I'll take it.
All right, you'll take it. Okay, so that's going to be 60 gold pieces, please.
Subtractor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Here you go. And she kind of, like quite heavily just pushes it over in your direction. And you can add chainmail to your inventory. So everything that you've got now, you must just add to your inventory, okay?
Yes. Then I'd like to buy a small mirror somewhere.
All right.
Mirror. Maybe look at that market for something pretty.
All right. So you find a mirror. It's nothing too fancy. It's just pretty much a polished brass.
Yeah, it's for my spells. It's a component of my spell. One of my spells.
Because you're a cleric, you have a spell casting focus. So that symbol that you carry of your goddess, that is your spell focus. So you're able to channel divine power from it. So you don't need ingredients. The only ingredients you would need is if it's worth something. So if you need a diamond that's worth 100 gold pieces to cast a particular spell, then you need to have that diamond worth 100 gold pieces or whatever.
Okay. And then I was with Sister Gariel. I was interested in a healer's kit. Healer's kit and holy water.
Alright, you go to her and she pretty much just says, alright, if you just give me a day and I can procure that for you, not a problem. She just needs a bit of time to get, she just says she needs a bit of time to put together a healer's kit, and what was the other thing you wanted again? Sorry, healer's kit and
holy water.
holy water. Yeah.
Yeah. Any news on the person that can help Patrick and I?
Yes. So I have sent a message through, pretty much right after we had our discussion, and we'll see how long it takes. Unfortunately, I sent our fastest runner. Even at full speed, it's going to take him about 3.5 days to reach the order in Waterdeep, and then probably another half day for them to arrange teleportation for one of our more powerful clerics to come through. So we're probably looking at 4 days, maybe a little bit more than 4 days before a healer can, someone will be here to help. Which is, I think, it's still pretty fast considering. I mean, Waterdeep is quite a distance, and I have no fast means of sending a message, unfortunately.
Understood. Just a question that I forgot to know what I wanted to ask. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, stop. Okay, never mind. Maybe I will remember later.
All right, that's perfect.
Yeah, then I'll try to walk with all my shopping.
Look, you bought a lot, but you're able to store most of it in your pack and on your person. I mean, you are used to traveling in the wilderness and stuff, carrying all these things in your backpack and on your person. So it's nothing new necessarily, but yeah, you've bought a good amount of equipment and things that will be useful on the road, definitely. All right, but let's.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
remember. I wanted to ask her. She wanted us to go to Agatha, but she last time said she had a small decorative comb or something.
Yeah, she had
to
already
try
given
and
it to you. She'd already given it to your group.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
cool. Sweet. All right, so we're going to jump quickly to the evening discussion with Sildar, just to get that going. So we'll say that you all had a good time drinking tankards of ale and having a good meal at the Stonehill Inn. Galrin and Narth are there as well, busy eating and having discussions with you guys. You finish up. Right, I'm heading home. I heard that you guys are gonna go talk to Sildar. You don't need us there, do you? Galrin asks your group.
Don't think so.
Right, I'm going to bed. My bones are still aching. And he gets up, and him and Narth make their exit, and you all head towards your cottage where you said you would meet Sildar.
Not all of us.
All right, so some of you aren't going.
Well, just one
Bedrick.
person.
All right,
Yeah.
Bedrick. Okay. All right, that's fine. Then
I don't go far, but
yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So you stay out. So you guys make your way. It's dark at this point. Obviously, the streets are only really lit here and there by a small brazier that are kept tended by a few people whose houses they stand outside, and there's some light coming out of some of the cottages. You approach your cottage, however, and it is completely dark. No light obviously coming out. What do you all do?
Was there lamps in the light? You understand? Was there lamps in our house?
I'll say roll an investigation for me, Adol.
Six. Now I'm drunk again, guys.
Yeah, you've had a bit too heavy-handed ale, and no, you don't recall there being any, and it's pitch black in there, so you have no idea. So what are you guys doing? It's dark outside. You're standing, milling about. What's happening?
Oh well, I go in then.
All right, you make your way in with your light, dark vision. You can make out features in the house. There's a simple table in the middle there, and there's two rooms off to either side, and the kitchen and this dining room area is kind of one space. But it's big enough. I mean, it can comfortably fit your group of 5, although you'll probably have to share the bedrooms. In each of the rooms, you do notice that there are cots. Although in the one bedroom, they're both similar sized, pretty much like a double bed cot in each room, and probably space for more in both if you wanted to. They're decently sized rooms. The place doesn't have many rooms, but it's a good sized cottage. There isn't necessarily much else. There are a few cupboards for things that you might want to put away. There's no basin or anything. You do see the table there's a table, a smallish table sitting by a window, which is often used where you'd put your metal basin yourself. You'd obviously get water, fill it up for the day. You have multiple points in the house where you have different areas of water, one for your dishes, one in the bedroom for if you're doing to clean yourselves with. And this is very basic, this cottage. It's not anything fancy. But the basins aren't there. They are very often, if someone moves, they'll take them along with them.
They take the basins.
It's not basins. It's like a metal bowl, pretty much. I call it call it a basin, but it's like a metal bowl, like a loose metal bowl. There's no taps or anything. So,
But they take it.
well, I mean, it's made of metal and it's valuable. You're not going to leave behind these metal. You'll probably take it with you. It's like your furniture that you take with, except like the bigger stuff, like a bed.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like pots. You're gonna take the pots with you. So it's very bare inside. It's literally just beds and some furniture to sit on, like a table with 4 chairs, pretty much. And then a good kitchen counter. There is a kitchen counter, like I said, with cupboards up above and beneath along one wall, and then just to the side, another small table with the window just above it to you'd chuck your water out the window or whatever else if it was dirty or whatever.
So who set up this meeting? Was it one of the party members or was it them?
You ask the group, who responds?
Well, it will be Emma after some information. Well, what she believes or what she thinks she put together in her mind about the artifacts that they might have relating to Jacques, and not the naked elf as much, but the stone and basically it was Emma.
Okay.
After she spoke to Bedrick.
Okay. So we're basically just what time that person is showing up?
As you say that, you hear, you see like a bit of a light start to appear outside the one of the windows that overlook the streets towards the Time Master's Hall, which is right across your cottage. And you see a tall figure, proud, walking with a lantern, carrying something under his arm. As he makes his way into around the house, you all recognize him as Hilda. "What ho, good fellows! Why are you all here in the dark?" he comes in, opening the door, not really waiting to be invited or anything, just walks in. There we go, that's better. He puts it down on the ground. It's always a little better with some light and a bottle of fine wine. And he presents this a bottle
There
of
we go again.
red wine. Ado, please, you'll love this vintage. It's from the oh, fuck, hang on. Now I need to go and check for law again.
About the vintage of wine we are drinking.
Not vintage. What's the place called? It's not going to be on the map. This is Tangled Vines. That's what it's called. This is from the Halfling Village Tangled Vines. Vines, sorry. Might have had a cup or two already. Just outside Gauntle Grim, nestled at the foot of the mountains there. They make excellent grapes, and the wine is probably the finest in the region. A bottle can set you back quite a bit, and I thought, what a perfect occasion to open this bit now. So let's have at it then, shall we? Before we start this meeting, I don't suppose you have any cups in this bear house.
I don't believe we do.
Well, we've got the mess kits now.
All right. The mess kit.
But most of us. Oh no, we have like water skins. I don't think we have.
Right. Well, we drink from the bottle. That's fine. Those of you who have anything to put them in, drink it from the source, as they say. As he goes to uncork the bottle, and as it pops, he's like, "What ho! There we go!" And he starts pouring. It doesn't pour. Well, it pours into one glass. I think Emma, you bought yourself a tankard, so
Emma has
there
a
you go.
tankard. Yeah.
I bought 5 mess kits, so I give the 5 mess kits to my companions.
Alright, so you guys can put mess kits in your inventory. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma.
You're welcome. Where's Pedrick?
Beardrick, where are you at this? Let's jump to Beardrick quickly. Where are you at this point?
So, as the group was all walking towards the cottage, I tried to fade away in the background.
Okay, roll a stealth for me.
Ah,
With advantage, of course.
my favorite. With advantage, right? I know. Just give me a second, loading up my character sheet.
See,
Yeah.
my D Beyond is very slow now.
Yeah, it's got this cool snow feature now. It's very nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it the app or is it the website? Where are you
On
seeing the
the-
snow feature?
Yeah.
On the app here. On the app. Right, my highest is 22.
Yeah, you easily enough in the dark and silent as death. You sneak off into the shadow and you become one with the darkness, pulling your cloak tight around you and slightly tiptoeing with your soft boots away from your further away from your party, and no one notices until Ada asks the question.
Oh, Emma actually asked the
Or
question.
Emma asked the
yeah.
question.
So I'm not. The idea was to disappear, yes, but not to go too far yet. So I hang around the cottage area, just invisible. That's all.
Okay, perfect. Are you keeping an eye out, or what you doing?
Yeah, just trying to sitting there deciding basically. You know?
Okay, so
I've got a mission. I've got a mission in mind, and I need to now, commit.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, so you're in your mind. I'm not gonna ask you to roll perception because you are gonna you're very distracted. Okay, perfect. Then let's go to insight. Ada, you say to Emma, "Oh, I thought you had an eye on him."
Yeah. No, he left with us. Maybe he's just went to tinkle. Oh, he had a great fat dump he had to take around the corner. It's gonna take a while, ne?
Wow. That
Right,
was
well,
asking of me.
Right, well, I think let's call this meeting into session, and let's discuss, Emma, what you would like to talk about. I know you mentioned you would like to perhaps put forward some theories and ideas and share some information, so let's get down to brass tacks, shall we?
Just want to remind you folks that I left a letter for Emma with
Yeah.
Sildar. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Is Emma wearing that dress even?
Up to you if you want to. It's
Well,
up
the
to you when
idea
you
was
decide to put it on.
Is it their last night in the village, right?
It's sealed. It might be sealed as last night, depending on how this discussion goes. I mean, the reason he wasn't at Stonyhill in having meals and whatever, drinking with you, is because he was busy trying to finish off work, so that because his business should be done and he needs to move on, so he's trying to handle everything at the same time. So depending on what happens, depends on what happens after, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, for the meeting, Emma actually needs Bedrick there. There's no point in going on with it without Bedrick, because he's an important part of the puzzle. Or not the puzzle, but there's important information we need to share with the group. So I can't go on with this on my own.
All right. Well, perhaps we wait
I
moment.
I can go look for him if it's necessary.
It's necessary.
Okay.
All
I
right.
go out and yell, I guess.
Okay. You step out. Okay. And Bedrick, you hear Sassoon calling, but it's up to you what you decide to do.
Now all the goal is to stay away, so
All right.
Okay.
unless you can see me, nothing gonna happen.
Can I follow the path we have and see if I could find his footsteps again, and then I'll track him.
Okay. So as you make your way out to try and look for a set of footprints from someone who is insanely stealthy, I'd like you to, and amongst a bunch of other footprints, roll a survival check for me, please. And I'm gonna have to give you disadvantage on this because it's dark.
Okay.
Because it's dark as well.
It's not gonna work. The first a 12 and a 21.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, it's really difficult. It's nighttime. Firstly, yes, you might have dark vision, but it's still really difficult to pick up details, especially on a well-trodden path that you are busy looking at. I mean, many folk walk between Stonehill and the town master's hall. So, yeah.
I just try and shout out close by that Emma needs you for the meeting, and then I guess, I don't know, shoot a few rocks into the trees.
Right, roll to hit.
Seriously.
That's probably one way of doing it. A 2. Well, 8, but yeah.
You aim for a tree, but the darkness makes it slightly difficult, and it goes wide. Bedrick, you hear this rock, not often a little bit of it, not it's close, but not very close. You hear it after Sassoon shouts off, "Emma needs you for the meeting." You just hear this, and the brush rattling next to you, kind of distracting you from your thoughts for a moment. But yeah, that was a terrible shot, Sassoon.
Well, I did not know what I was aiming at. It was literally just somewhere.
Well, I would say like a tree. I thought like I was looking at a tree.
Yeah.
But yeah. Alright, so Sildar says, well, let's wait a moment and we can enjoy this wine. Does anybody have a wheel of cheese or anything? I hear this pairs pretty well with some fine cheddar. No
Off the top of
cheese?
my head, but I don't have any cheese.
I don't think I have any charcuterie even with me, so.
Jacques, I hear from the well, you have to assume you're not from the place where your accent is from, but there's apparently good cheese out that way.
I've heard so as well. It's just that I can't stand the sound of this accent, so I block it out, and I don't want to go somewhere where I'm gonna hear more
Haha, oui oui, as they say.
of it. Ah, oui, oui, exactly.
Well, in the meantime, after Sassoon's poor attempt to try and find me, throwing rocks and trees, can I see through the windows? Can I see the crew inside the cottage?
I wouldn't even let you roll for that. It's not difficult to see. There aren't any curtains. Like I said, it's pretty bare bones. And I'd say that when you guys walked in, you kind of opened up there are shutters that you've gone and opened up just to let in some fresh air, because it is very stuffy in there. And
So-
I mean, no one's really cleaned the place, even though it hasn't been very long. It's been a couple of days, like a few 10 days, they'd say 10 day and a little more. There's some dust that has collected in some spots, so I mean, it's a bit stuffy. So you do see them, yeah.
Awesome. Basically, what I'm doing is right now I'm on the lookout. I'm checking the crew and more specifically looking at Sildar, just to see when he hands over the letter, and then that's when I'll make my way.
All right. Emma.
So
Yes, Sarah. Sorry.
No. Continue, please.
No, I was just going to say that perhaps we continue the meeting without Beatrick, and unfortunately, I do have to leave tomorrow, so I must get to bed soon. I mean, it is getting pretty late now, so perhaps we continue, and you could fill Beatrick in. How's that, Emma?
Oh, hang on a second.
What were you going to say, Ada?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say we can get this started, or is there something specific you want to ask us?
Well, I mean, I've gleaned, I think, as much as I can from our initial discussion, but perhaps, you, after having a day to, not relax, but to gather your thoughts, perhaps you have new information you could share, and we could try and connect some dots before I leave. I mean, it's always good to have a final farewell and putting minds together, seeing what we can come up with.
What we can come up with. Okay. Where are you heading? Let's just get the conversation.
Well, I'm needed back in Waterdeep. I need to make my report on my findings on Yarno, and also on the happenings in the region, and some of the worrying tales that you yourselves have told me. So I must report, and also want to check in on a thing or two, and conduct some of my own investigations and research. Well, to the head of my order in Waterdeep.
And your order is?
The Lord's Alliance.
The Lord's Alliance.
That's right.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Does the Lord Alliance maybe need a hand in some tasks?
Yes, of course. I mean, we always have work. There's always. I mean, our main goal is to unite people against the dark forces that threaten our civilizations, and obviously protecting one's home and honoring the area's leaders as best the people can, and also ensuring that those leaders uphold the good of the people, keeping that in the forefront of their minds. So there's always work to be done. If you can perhaps keep an eye out, I have offered a position to Emma, the opening of Cloak, and any of you are also more than welcome if you so wish to join the Lord's Alliance and become a cloak, there are positions. So we're always looking to bring on eager, well, new blood, if you can put it that way.
Oh,
And,
so not maybe not thinking more on the in the line of just some
we
mercenary
also,
work.
of course, plenty of our needs and goals are achieved through the use of mercenaries. So if you no need to join, there's no pressure. So if you need work, I can gladly give you some. I think for the moment, though, that I would appreciate if you could help Galrin.
Yeah, no. We are definitely gonna help Gowron,
But from there, I will keep in contact.
From
I,
there,
I
yeah.
I have contacts in all the major cities along the Sword Coast here, Neverwinter as well as Luskan and Tribor. Phandalin, unfortunately, we'll have to send a new agent in this direction. As you know, Albrecht turned out to be a dirty, conniving bastard. So
those conniving bastard.
yeah, rather upset about that one, and it's never a good thing.
So
that's
he
why-
was part of your order. Sorry.
That's
So
right.
he was actually okay.
That's right. Unfortunately, as much as it pained me to say, he was part of our order, and these things do happen from time to time. It's difficult to always read people, and strangely enough, he was high up in our order, and to reach those points, you have to have proven yourself. So it kind of caught us all off, well, blindsided us all. So. What can I say? I feel I'm incredibly sorry for the people that he's hurt, and as a member of the Lord's Alliance, I make a promise to leave this place as better than it originally was, even before Albrecht had arrived, and I believe I've done such. So, but I will send another agent through, someone better and more suited, perhaps, and with a hope, touch wood, it doesn't happen again, but I am quite sure that the bad roots have been weeded or cut.
Who do you? Sorry, I was on mute there for a second. Who do you think? You know what is the? What's
The
the word I'm
reasoning
looking-
behind his
corruption.
corruption. Well, he is a wizard of no small power and known for summoning on times and trying to control evil entities. It's not my field of expertise, fortunately. I can just assume that he was probably tempted by some sort of offer. By the sound of things, he was working, if not with, for this black spider creature, and this black spider probably made him an offer to who knows what he had offered, probably power. Knowing most wizards, that's what they seek, to gain strength, and so it's a little vague at this point. I suppose we'll never truly know unless we manage to either capture him or the black spider. But
Okay. But we will continue helping while helping Galrin. We'll continue to
yes,
gather the information that comes.
any
over
information you find on Albrecht would also be appreciated. If you hear any mutterings or any rumors of some wizard or any, just please let me know. I'd like to have a few words with Albrecht.
Alright. I'll send him your regards.
Please do, if you aren't able to capture, or just put the thing down.
Put the thing down. Yo.
No, I don't abide by such men, and the world's best without them. And
Okay.
don't think he deserves a second chance for what he's done.
Okay. Well,
any
I
o-
can't.
Yeah, sorry, Anna.
No, I don't have any.
Okay. Emma, would you like to speak? This is the DM speaking. Or the GM. Whichever you prefer. Are they still there?
Yep, there we go.
Sorry.
Oh, there.
Emma will basically tell them about what she's gathered about the condition she and Bedrick has. That it going to, if they don't get help, that it will basically turn them into bloodthirsty animals, from what she can gather. But that it can be helped before the turn, whatever that turn might be, and that Sister Gariel has sent for help, but it can take 3 days for the messenger to reach her sources, and then another few days to probably for them to come here and to help them. And yeah,
Sorry, Emma.
basically-
Just to correct you, that she had mentioned that it will take about 3.5 days for them to get there, half a day probably to gather all they need, and then also then they're most likely going to teleport whoever that is to Phandalin. So it will be probably a total of 4 days, maybe a little more, but a minimum of 4 days.
Okay, so
Minimum
all of that
4 days. Pluksum. Was nice knowing
Yeah.
you.
And then right.
Seriously.
The concern she has that, if seeing the condition affects her worse than Bedrick, that she's scared that either of them, but she probably more likely might attack one of them. She doesn't know much about it, but from what she could gather, it was like, it's basically going to turn them into animals, and that the fear she's got that she could attack one of them, and then a bit more reluctantly she'll tell them about the she believes that the Frenchman rock, the jagged rock, and Bedrick told her about what they found in Craigmore Castle.
What was found there, my lady?
Well, an assortment of gory. It looked like elves were offered, or it could have been elves, or it could have just been body parts that were offered, but there was definitely some kind of offering of blood or something.
You see his eyes kind of open up with like a look of as if like a bit of a aha moment, not major, but like a small aha moment that Sildar has. Oh, sorry, my lady, for interrupting you with my very obvious facial expressions. I can't always keep my emotions in check. Sorry, finish your description there.
Well, it was just he didn't go into detail. Obviously, it must have been quite gory, but he did tell me that, it was body parts and blood and
So you
that
think
they
they were sacrificing elves?
amongst others, yes. I believe, and she'll pull out the little paper she did the drawing on. There's the drawing of the rock of Jock. There's the um in the middle like bow gentle, and then underneath it written necromancer, and then it's circled, and then like an arrow to the rock, and then the spell forge in the. Do we know there's a spell forge in the one that Ada and I spoke about it? I think.
Yeah, and Galrin did mention that there's
Yeah.
a magical forge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Ada was quite interested in it. Um,
Still am.
there's another arrow to that spell forge, and the condition Dave got, she has like a broken arrow to that, and then she'll finish by saying that's what she believes.
And
Or she thinks.
I've also recently, today in fact, heard tale of elven settlements being attacked. And, well, now we seem to know who's done it. And for what reason, well, sacrificial perhaps, but to what end, that's probably yet to be discovered. But definitely worrying. Hopefully these attacks stop now that you've dealt with those goblins. We'll see. But still, worrying times. And this, and he points to the page you pulled out to the center there. Who is this Bow Gentle character that you've circled here?
That is the spell book that Sister Gariel is desperate to find, or to know what the whereabouts. That she asked us to go to Agatha to find out if she knows where the spell book is. And I believe the spell book is at the center of this rock, and the blood sacrifices and the spell forge.
What would make you believe that? What would make you believe? I know Sister Garela had spoken to her, and though she hadn't mentioned the reason for her visiting Agatha, except the fact that it was for her order. Why do you believe this spell book would perhaps enlighten us on the current situation?
Well, she did mention that there's quite a few people looking for that specific book.
Well, I know there's many people looking for many books. What makes this particular book so necessary, I suppose? I know it's a spell book. Spell books contain power, of course. That much I know. But I just like to know what information you're going on, like. Where's this? How did you tie this into what's going on? Because you've obviously made a connection somehow.
Well,
Sorry.
she did give me a page from the book.
She gave you a page, you said.
You seem to be very interested in this.
Of course, I mean, I'm interested. It's elves are, you say elven villages are being attacked. There are humans dying, or not just humans, but there are townsfolk dying out here in the frontiers. Look at Coneyberry and a couple of other homesteads. It's worrying times. It's my job, my duty to ask questions.
Well,
So this page.
yes. I can't remember how the page looks.
Oh.
Um,
So can you help us out, folks?
Okay, I'll help you. It should be somewhere. Oh yeah, I think I
I
remember.
remember
Where it
it
is.
had something to do with.
Okay, so do you pull out the page?
Not yet. I'll just
Okay,
give
I'll send
a
it to
overview.
you. Alright, so you're not showing anyone. You're not showing anyone the page.
Not yet. Maybe when my group is alone, but not
Alright.
with other people there.
Okay. Alright, so I've sent you the page again. And so this page, you say that it's from Bo Gentle's book, from his spell book. That's intriguing, mainly because I know most spell books are nearly indestructible, and pulling a page I know is tantamount to impossible, but probably not improbable. But all right, continue. What is on this page? You say you have it on you.
No, I said she showed me.
She showed you. All right, I might have to have a discussion with Sister Garela. But in the meantime,
I was in a hurry to leave.
I am in a hurry, but I do. I mean, it will take me but a moment. So what is it? But what was on there? What information, if any, that links this book to the happenings?
Okay, so that experience Jacques had. That otherworldly experience, and
I had no such thing of any otherworldly experience.
well, he can tell you later, but there's definitely mention of a moon or something across the ground and blood obscuring something. And
Right.
death's fourth, I believe that might be to do with the condition that Dedrick and I got. And then the last bit of the page, which I couldn't read, just said pieces or what? Pieces of, and then the page was basically torn there. But I believe there's a thing between all of these things.
Sounds interesting, definitely. All right, now I'll have a discussion with Sister Garela and see what information she can give me. So Jacques, you had an out of body experience. What exactly happened?
So we found this stone, and he's gonna kind of. Who's got the stone at the moment? Is it Beardrick, or is it?
I have the stone.
Oh, it's soon.
So if Sassoon wants to show it or not, that's up to him. But for some reason, whenever I touch it, it like glows really bright, and then for a while it was kind of sucking my blood inside of it. So then I held it, and I sat and sort of concentrated, and then it just took me, or not physically, but my mind, I suppose, to like a weird, desolate place.
Describe this place for me. I'm gonna see if I can't find any information on it. As he turns to, like, you see him pull out a small notebook, almost like one of those police officer flip books.
What am I
Can
trying?
I?
So
Sorry. Can I see if there was anything else written in that book?
Roll a perception check for me.
Good thinking.
11.
You briefly saw a couple of scratchings as he opened it up. It looked like just neat handwriting, like very ornate. It looks like he's obviously well educated and writes a lot. But it's difficult because of the ornateness of the handwriting just to make out immediately what it says. So no, unfortunately not.
Does Adar recognize the handwriting? Is it
Oh, if you want to
recognizable?
compare. I mean, you have seen his handwriting. It was on the deed that he had handed you to the woodcutter's cottage. But it's not like you try and make a link in your mind, perhaps between other writings you've seen in the past, and it doesn't match anything that you've seen though.
Okay. Okay, fine. Sorry.
No, that's right. All right.
So
So
just
and
remind me, Jim, it was like a windswept sand dune. It was all red and smoky, and it was like
yeah, so
storm.
just because it's been a while, it was it was icy cold. That was the first sensation you got when you got to this place. And there were these flurries going around, and you noticed some of as they were coming by your eyes. The only light being shed is by this moon that looks like the Selene, or the moon from the prime material, or whatever place that you come from, or whatever. So, but it's emitting this blood red color. So everything is this dark but eerie red. And when some of these flurries come past your eyes, and you kind of almost grab hold of them, you notice that they start to very quickly melt in your hands before almost freezing up again. They were snowflakes, and as you made your way through, there were these just dunes, and your legs were pretty much like sinking into. It felt like you were walking in snow. You're from the north, and it does snow in winter, so you know what snow looks and feels like. So it's just the color that you're not sure if it was the moon that made it red, or if it was actually red snow. But it's not anything you've really seen before.
Right. So then, to describe it to the guy, I'll just kind of say it was almost as though I was taken somewhere extremely cold.
Cold.
There was it felt as though I was walking through flurries of snow and ice, and it felt as though there was a storm coming, and it was red for some reason.
Red.
Yeah, and then I screamed out, and then my friends woke me up, which I'm grateful for. But I also had the niggling sensation that something was going to happen if I didn't wake up, and I don't know what that is, but maybe that helps.
Interesting. Okay, I'll see what I can find on perhaps realms or worlds that have red ice and snow. Nothing comes to mind off the top of my head, but perhaps can find some information on that.
Anything at all would be of great help. Thank you.
But you didn't see any life, any particular distinct features besides the red.
I'm pretty sure
Snow.
I didn't see anybody, and I don't think I saw any recognizable buildings. It was like I was in a desert of snow.
Okay, all right. I'll see what I can find.
Thank you.
But in the meantime, be careful, obviously.
Yes, of course. I don't think I'm going to be touching it anytime soon. So we good.
Right.
I know Sassoon is dying to ask. You maybe have. Do you know items like this and how we can, let's say, entice reaction out of them?
This is not my field of expertise, unfortunately, but I mean, it's experimentation, as far as I know, and I'm aware. I've used magical items, and I won't mention, but I do have, well, shouldn't mention, but I do have magical items which I use myself. So I have a basic understanding of how it works, and most of the time it's just investigating. And obviously certain magic in itself, from what I hear, isn't inherently evil. It's obviously how it gets used. So it's difficult to say. Is this an evil rock? Perhaps not. I doubt it. I mean, how can a rock be evil? Does the magic it contains, is that evil? Like I said, I don't think magic is evil from what I've heard. It's how you use it. Is this magic that's been attached to this rock? Is the purpose of that magic the instilled instructions of that magic? Are those instructions such that it has perhaps an evil purpose? Possible. So
Would you then activate its power by doing evil deeds?
these things, most of the time, it takes just your will and your concentration to, and obviously you need to have some strong will and intent when it comes to using magical items, as I'm sure some of you know. I've seen some of you use some items as well, and it does require a stronger than normal will to wield magical items. So from what you've told me, the fact that it seems to be absorbing your blood, and so where you say you found, where did you find this exactly? I wanted to ask. I don't know if you've told me.
Did we get it off? Where did we find it? In the Goblin Palace.
Cragmore Castle.
Yeah, sorry, we found it in Cragmore Castle with a bunch of goblins.
Alright, so Cragmore Castle, goblins, dead elves, stone reacts to Jacques, an elf.
Yeah, and for some reason, no one
and
else,
Emma.
like,
So what happens when Emma gets close to it?
it's just in
Right.
an own.
We
Just
tried
a
it.
faint glow. Yeah, we did. It was just a faint glow.
Faint glow. Well, it seems. I mean, obviously, the intent is for it's for either elven use or I don't know, some sort of. I'm stumped, to be honest with you. It might need elven blood to activate, or that's what it seems, at least. I haven't a clue, to be honest with you. I'll try and see if I can find more information on this as well. But yeah, for the
We'll
moment.
experiment.
Yeah, any help you can give is great, but we'll also do our own
Right.
experiences.
I will obviously, depending on where you are, I'll send contact. Well, like I said, one of my contacts back here to Fandolin. But like I say, most of them are in most of the towns and villages throughout the region. So I will tell them to keep an eye out for your group.
Merci beaucoup.
That would be much appreciated. How would we identify another person of your order?
Well, they should carry a coin with a symbol of the Lord's Alliance on it. The symbol, and he pulls out
Yeah.
the coin that he carries. He holds it up. It's pretty much just looks like a plain gold piece, but on the one side it's blank, and then on the other side it's just a crown, like a very basic golden crown. Let me just I'll send a picture to you. The thing, wait a moment. This is the symbol. This is our order's symbol, and once you're in the order at a particular level, or not level, at a particular rung, whatever, you are given these coins. Magical. It's nothing major in terms of magic. Just if anyone else were to touch it that's not a member, and he kind of hands it to you, Adar. And as you grab it, you see the crown disappear, and it just becomes like a normal gold piece, gold coin with nothing on it, just a blank gold coin. Most gold coins have some sort of imprinting, like the date it was printed in, perhaps the sovereign who at the time printed it. Gold pieces get exchanged all over the place, and there's small kingdoms and sovereigns and independent villages and cities all over the area, so coins vary very much wherever you go. Though most of the coins in this region have a water Davian mark to it, because it's the most powerful city on the Sword Coast, and that's where a lot of the coinage gets printed. So that's what most of the coins are. Anyway, but this is the symbol, and as soon as you grab it, it vanishes and just becomes a blank gold coin. So as you can see, and he takes it back from you. That's how you can tell if the person's a member.
Okay, no, good. Good to know.
All right.
I don't think I have any other questions. I mean, we
Okay.
can talk for days on all the stuff you've seen, but I mean,
That's true. I can tell you some tales, but perhaps another time.
perhaps another time. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, again, it gives you this. Yeah. So ominous.
On this platform.
Right. I think I'm gonna head to bed, but before I go, Emma, if you don't mind, just a private word. If you, just step outside with me for Adar. It's nothing like that. I respect her as a lady.
Just hang on a second, and all will be enough.
It's strictly business.
Respect her.
Gotta respect her all over the place.
Hey, she's back.
While I'm looking for Beatrix, I'm also keeping an eye out for owls, because I remember we needed owls for a spell.
Need
Alright,
an owl feather.
I remember we needed owls for a spell.
Okay.
Owls for a spell.
I'll say roll a perception for me, and this is just going to be it's going to be a high DC because this is just going to be within your area of vision.
19.
Phew. You keep an ear out for any owls that are about. Let's see what the dice have to say about it. Nope, unfortunately no owls in the region. But you do think you spot some movement in the shadows, but you take a double look and it doesn't appear to be anything there. All right. Sorry. Anybody else had something to say? I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, owls for a spell sounds like a new age punk grudge band.
Yeah, it does.
Owls for a spell. Ah, I got a 19.
Have you guys seen that there's a D&D movie coming out now?
Yeah.
Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah, it looks freaking cool.
And it honestly, yeah, it does. Especially the way they handle the bard. Like
Yeah,
the druid
yes.
asking the bard, but what is your purpose?
Yeah.
But he also plays the lute.
Yeah, fuck, that was good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm quite keen. When is that supposed to be coming out?
I don't know. We went to see One Piece in the movies, and
Oh, cool.
and it was one of the
Forward play with that.
Voorbring.
Nice.
Hi.
All right. So Sildar just takes you, Emma, outside to like there's a lot of quiet places. I mean, it's night, it's late, very few people about.
Ooh.
Sorry to bother you, Emma. And I'm sure you're quite tired. But I have one last duty I need to perform before I make my way out of town.
Don't get
So-
your duty in our hair. I hear they don't appreciate that.
So you see him reach into his cloak. He pulls out pulls out pulls out two things. The first
Oh, yo. That seems very, very full of potential.
the first the first is the one thing that's quite obvious and that you recognize is the golden statue of the Elven god holding holding the parchment. Along with that is a letter, and he hands the letter and the golden statue over to you. So Beardrick asked me to give you this. Not quite sure what it means. I have a vague idea, but who am I? It's none of my business. I'm just a passerby. Someone trying to help. Here you go. And he kind of, as he gives it to you, at the same time, just goes in, gives you a tight, like, bear hug, very father-like, and then just says, "Look after yourself, Emma, and until we meet again, it was an absolute pleasure," and lets you go and turns to walk off into the dark. Alright, so Emma, you can mark down one note. It is closed and sealed, and the elven statue is yours. Alright, so next, what are you guys doing?
What is our
I think we just go to bed.
yeah.
Straight to bed now. Is there a place to sleep for everyone, or how are we gonna go about this?
I mean, there's room enough for everyone. There are the 2 rooms, so you can divide up how you'd like. There is space. Not everyone. I mean, there's space enough for 2. You could squeeze 3 on each of the beds. So I mean, you could technically all have a bed, if you decide to split it that way. But it would probably be more comfortable just to put your bedroll out on the ground, or you can make your way back to the Stonehill Inn and rent a room for the night.
Okay, yeah, so whoever... So I don't mind at all.
We've got all the camping gear that Emma's bought.
I'm not gonna camp in our own house.
Good fashion to make sure thing. Let's go spend the night in a tavern room. And see about upgrading this place a little bit. What do you guys
Okay, so we go to the inn basically, and then
think? Yeah, just to get like a
tomorrow we...
good, get like a good night's sleep, and then the next day we can either continue with the mission or spend some cash to get beds and things.
Where the roof is broken in, is it like in an attic, or is it just like a 1-story place and the roof is just missing in one room?
Yeah, so it's literally just a 1-story place. There's no ceiling. It's more over the kitchen area where there's some holes. It's not like majorly damaged or anything. It just looks like whoever put this roof together had no idea what they were doing. But at this point, though, Quaileen, Alderleaf, and the surname's Alderleaf, Mrs. Alderleaf, had been there that day to start work on the roof, but it's going to take a day or 2 to finish up. And the progress she's made is already very much noticeable. For those of you who have been in and out of the place during the day, it's a lot less drafty, especially coming from the top. So, yeah. There's also a fireplace in there with a chimney that goes up and out. So it's quite. It's a bit bare bones at the moment, but it could be quite cozy.
Nah, I think we go to the inn.
Alright, so
I'll
you
go
guys
sleep on the roof of the place.
okay. You sleep on the roof soon of your cottage, and then the rest of you mark down between whoever wishes to pay. It's going to be 6 gold pieces for 2 rooms. No, sorry, for 3 rooms. So you can divide yourselves up between those 3 rooms.
This is the first time we've paid at this inn to sleep.
That's right, and this is and Tobler's like, and it's a good rate, I'll have you know. But unfortunately, this is a business, and I mean, you could perhaps ask Gulrin if he's willing to sponsor you another night, but until then.
Jacques can step forward. He's kind of like clinking the coins that he won betting on Sassoon earlier today. And he's like, "Don't worry, guys. I've got this. Rooms and supper for." You said so. Take the 3 rooms. We can share, and then supper for everybody.
All right, I'll include the dinner in that price.
All right.
Hey.
So 6 gold pieces, right?
That's right.
Brilliant. So passes him over.
Thank you, good man. Right. Your rooms are already ready, and I will bring you dinner and drinks, obviously.
Okay.
First round is on the house, as he goes to collect you guys dinner and
I
drinks.
thought this is a business. I mean, he's just gave us free food and a first round. So
Well, you just
No, I'm not
paid
gonna
6
complain.
gold. You paid 6 gold for a shitty fucking. It's not a bad. It's not a bad inn. Look, it's decent for the area you're in, but at the same time, like I mean, it's a small village. It's a bit of a. It's not like the best inn that you guys have seen. Definitely, probably not worth 6 gold pieces. But anyway.
anyway,
All right, and if there's anything else you guys would like to discuss, you can drink, eat, have a good merry time. The place is at this point, it's quite late, so not too many people. You're getting kind of the real alcoholics that are stuck behind, that are going hard at it. But no, perhaps necessarily too interesting people at this point.
There's no, oh, there we go. Hello.
Yeah, can hear you.
Awesome. So I was going to take a few steps back.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. After, obviously, I saw Sildar giving Emma what I asked him.
You did indeed.
Okay, awesome. And just after seeing that, I basically, well, in the shadows, turn around and I walk away.
All right, and Bedrick, you turn into the shadows and disappear. No one seeing this happen. And yeah, you all go to bed, have a good night's sleep. Sassoon sleeping on the roof. As the new day dawns and you all come awake, one of
Sorry.
your yeah.
Emma just asked if she can read the letter.
Oh yes, you go into one of the rooms. You obviously get one for yourself, and open up the letter, and this is what it reads. I will send it to you now. All right. All right. So you're more than welcome to do whatever with that information that I've just sent to Emma. If you want to do it that night or the next day, or yeah. But the next day dawns a little bit overcast, a chilly-ish wind blowing, but still pleasant enough. Actually, quite nice compared to the previous day's heat. And something strange has happened. Sassoon, you look down at the rock and you notice that the slight glint and gleam of it has changed again. It's dirt-free and it's got the polished shine that it originally had when you first saw it.
I say to myself, yes, I unbroke it.
The warmth of your bosom managed to bring back the power that was lost.
I think more at this stage, keeping it far away enough from Emma is what fixed it. But yeah, I think first thing I do is I will go and try and find Jock.
Alright. But with that, you guys wake up. One of your comrades, one of your friends are missing. Didn't return in the night. And I think we're going to end the session there. My fucking ears are sore. And,
Shit.
Yeah.
Is
getting tired.
Is he leaving us? Is he selling us out? What could he be doing?
I suspected him as a traitor from the beginning, but I think we have to watch our backs. In fact, I'm
don't think it's
suspecting Emma as well.
I don't think
Oh,
come back will work. We'll never see him coming. Like honestly,
Oh, you won't see or hear him coming out.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
shit.
I think we just have to get really good at dealing with the first punch, and then we'll try and handle that after we found him.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can keep track of him.
But
well, thanks, Talks. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. A bit of a all over the place session, but I think from the next round it'll be a bit more coherent, and yeah, I think we'll take it from there. See how things go. What happens? Who knows? I don't even fucking know.
Have you not read?
I know.
No, well, we've reached the point where, because like I said, I planned all the way to Cragmore, and I know the basic overarching thing and whatever else, but everything from this point hasn't necessarily been it's also because I don't want to plan things to a T so that you have to do this. This is what you have to do. I know, like, it almost feels like you're being forced to help Galrin, but the way I kind of did it initially, that's almost what happened, where it was very much almost sort of railroady perhaps, but at the same time, the mission was such that you did not only grow perhaps attached to the person, not so much, not that he was present that often, but also what he offers seems good, and perhaps you'd be willing to help. But I mean, it's not like you have to help him at the end of the day. But I know that might be a direction that you head into, and who knows what Beatrix up to. And so yeah, I mean, there's lots that can happen, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think we appreciate the structure as well. Keeps us on track.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
hopefully we pick up a bit more speed because I mean it did take, like, I planned that whole everything up to Cragmore, and also some of the other shit that happened after, obviously. But I planned that stuff like when we first started this campaign. So I mean, yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago, and that's when I didn't realize how long a session takes. But also remember that initially, with a lot of the first sessions that we had, there were not. It wasn't necessarily purposeful because we'd have members missing, so there were like a lot of side quests. I mean, the flail snail and Crudar and what else was
And the
there?
worms.
The
with
worms.
Yeah, it was the flail snail that also had the weird spidery things.
Yeah.
And
there were the ghouls.
Yes. Yeah, no, so
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of shit that, like, it might seem that it's taken long to get to this point, but there was a lot that went, like, it wasn't just there were a lot of side quests, if that makes sense. Like you know, you're playing a video game and then you're like, oh, let me just go do this, and before, like, you know how it goes with video games anyway.
So you want to tell me we were over leveled for Cragmore Castle?
Perhaps a tad, but I mean,
Sure,
but at the
it did not feel like that.
No, but that's my point. You were at the right level for it, but it was a tough one. Like, it was made to be tough. It wasn't designed for you just to walk in and for it to be a walkover. It was made to. You could have either tried. I don't know. There's multiple things you could have tried, but it was inevitably probably going to lead to the whole castle knowing that you're there, and then just an insane all-out fucking battle for survival. So yeah.
No, I
Anyway.
understand, yeah.
Let's
Well,
see
guys,
where we go
well,
from here.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Thank you very much, folks. I'll check
Yeah,
you guys
pleasure,
next
guys. Yeah, next week.
Next week will probably be the last one for the year for me.
All right.
I'm going away, and I don't think I'm gonna be close to a computer or anything.
All right, that's okay. We'll see how things go and how things go after that. I think what might happen, we might, for those of you who are here, we might have some one-on-ones, maybe one-shots, or we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay.
We might. I actually have a Christmas adventure.
Oh yeah.
The I think it's the 12 Goblins of Christmas or something like that. But yeah, that'll be actually a fun one shot to play.
I'll be keen.
Love it. Keen, 100%.
Yeah, no, if I remember correctly, every player gets like 5 goblins, and then as soon as one dies, he just uses the next one, so he technically has like 5 lives.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a weird one, but yeah, it sounds fun.
100% down for that.
Keen.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, ciao
Okay.
everybody.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys. Have a good night.
Bye.